voice.
Yeah. Because I don't know if people are going to be able to hear it otherwise.
Sure, yeah, I can totally be louder.
Yeah, it's the same here. I'm really low energy today. Low energy. Yeah, so welcome to the Anti-Boredom League podcast. I'm Niall Shannon. With me is...
I'm Garen Fallman.
And this week we got...
Lots to talk about.
Lots to talk about. Celebrity culture. Weed, I think. Weed. Like marijuana.
Yeah,
Mary
weed.
Jane.
Yep. Good old BC Bud.
BC Bud. Other terms for pot, such as...
Ganja.
Gear.
Chronic.
Green herb.
Old Toby. Long bottom leaf.
Is Old Toby a term?
For pipeweed.
Oh, okay. The
Hobbits smoke in the South Farthing. Yeah, so lots of great topics.
Yeah, so I can't believe you said that about
Old Toby?
Old Toby. And then I just literally just went, and just pondered on air, basically. Like broadcasting.
Yeah, I saw that happening.
Yeah, that's as a professional who just dove in there. Because I literally was like, I mean, that's interesting.
It's an avenue rich for discussion.
I guess so, but I wasn't just. I was just.
No, I know you're internally discussing.
I was like, yeah, that's.
There's a whole. I mean,
I've never heard that.
People have gone lost before. There's a whole chapter of the prologue of the Lord of the Rings called "Concerning Pipeweed."
Oh.
It's all about.
Yeah.
It's all about the history of pipeweed and Old Toby.
Okay, yeah. So that's why I don't remember it, because I kind of really pushed through the first one, especially Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, well, the prologue, I mean, not essential reading. It's before chapter 1, but if you want to know about hobbits...
I don't, not really.
Tells you a lot about hobbits.
Concerning them.
Yeah, the history of golf, when the bull roarer took, the biggest took, he could ride a pony. He lobbed a goblin's head into a rabbit hole. And I believe the goblin was named, like, Golfin or something.
Okay.
And the game of golf was invented.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Lots of whimsical history there.
That's another reason why I wasn't crazy about Lord of the Rings.
The whimsy?
I'm kind of anti-whimsy.
I would say, compared to most fantasy, Lord of the Rings has minimal whimsy. I'd say all the whimsy...
Really? All the Hobbit is whimsy.
Yeah, and the Hobbits are left over from The Hobbit, which is his whimsical children's story.
Right.
The rest of Lord of the Rings, pretty dark. Pretty serious.
But they all
dark
talk like
fantasy.
Shakespearean.
It's because it was written in like the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, people didn't talk like that in the 40s and 50s.
Their idea of fantasy, they talk like that.
Tolkien's
fantasy
idea
always skews.
Tolkien's idea, because he was obsessed with the Anglo-Saxon culture.
Yeah, he was. He was a historian. You should appreciate another historian. Now. He's one of the four, as you mentioned before.
He wasn't a historian.
Well,
he was a don of English.
But he liked the history.
You know who he was? He was a philologist. That's who he was.
Yeah, he was. He was a philologist. Which are like English historians.
No.
They're close cousins.
Historians of the English language.
Yeah.
Which is tied, I'll admit, but like...
You're an English historian who speaks a language. You're really... You're degrees apart.
Yeah, literally.
How many degrees?
Literally degrees apart.
Yeah. How many degrees from Kevin Bacon do you think you are? Do you know anyone who could get you close?
How am I connected to Kevin Bacon?
Who could get you close, do you think?
Let me think.
Got any uncles in the film industry?
Yeah. All my roommates are...
Yeah, all your roommates.
In the film industry. So maybe they've met Kevin Bacon or met someone who's met Kevin Bacon. So probably.
Okay.
Actually, I should ask them if they know I've ever met Kevin Bacon.
We should come back next podcast and see who.
Yeah, that'll be like the teaser for the next.
Who is less degrees to Kevin Bacon?
Okay, then me or you, or
yeah, me or you.
Well, I already win. I just know that. Sorry.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. Why would you say?
I know a girl who was just tweeting the other day that she was on set with Christoph Waltz.
Okay, and
that's pretty. He's an actor.
Yeah, he's
pretty big.
Yeah, he is an actor. Yeah. Has he met Kevin Bacon?
He probably knows people that directly know Kevin Bacon.
Right, yeah.
So that's, if so, I'm 4 degrees away.
But see, here's the thing. Like, I know people who know... See, the problem is that you're hitching all your hopes onto this one person who's met one actor.
She's met several. I was just saying, just the other day, Crystal Walt's an example.
Okay, but...
She's met Tim Burton, too.
I've got like 5 roommates who have all worked in different sets, someone must know...
Kevin Bacon, you think
someone
just must have ran into him?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
I'm not saying I have. I'm not being arrogant like you and just saying like, yeah, I've won.
I'm not arrogant.
I've won this thing.
It's not arrogance if it's correct.
I don't know. I go with quality, not quantity. You're doing the shotgun spread.
How am I doing the shotgun spread?
You got 5 roommates. They're all just...
No. Surely mine's quality because yours is the quantity of how many people you have to know. Mine is the pure
That's literally
strain.
the game.
That's pure strain. Is that mine has way less connections. I have to waste time going through all these like estuaries of connections.
We don't know if you have less connections.
I guarantee.
We'll see how many links it takes to get from your friends.
It's probably like 3.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
You think it's 2 people from your friend until you get to a direct connection to Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's crazy, but okay.
No.
Okay.
Or like I bet you, if they haven't worked with them, then they've worked with Kyra Cedric, who's his wife. And
no, I think it's more degrees to Kyra Cedric.
No,
Kevin Bacon is a degree in that process. I don't think she knows as many people as Mr. Bacon.
I don't think she does.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think she does.
Maybe. I don't know.
So that's one of the exciting topics. Well, that wasn't even topic. That just happened. That was spontaneous. Right now we're playing some God of War.
Yeah.
Which is a Greek mythology hack and slash game with some puzzles.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mention puzzles. They're pretty bad.
There are
things that I will say there's things that require not hacking and slashing.
Right.
You can call them puzzles if you want.
Yeah.
They're quiet moments.
I will call them
where you
puzzles.
might have to use your brain.
For this, yeah, so like a puzzle, I'd say.
But they're not hard. They're usually like push a block to the other side of the room.
Puzzle doesn't necessarily need to be hard.
Sure. Actually, well, in God of War 1, there were some hard puzzles. I don't know.
I thought there's some puzzles at the end of God of War 2
Actually,
that are hard.
oh wait, no, there is. Spoilers, not really. There is totally a really hard puzzle part in this game. I can't remember if it's actually... Yeah, you go to... The labyrinth is in this game,
right.
But it's crazy different from how it appears in most... It's like a room full of hanging cubes, and the cubes all rotate. That's a really difficult puzzle. You like go inside the cubes, and they're like...
That does sound different.
They rotate, and you're walking on the walls and ceilings. And
so it's like a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, and there's like 100 of them.
So now we're seeing the Titans ascending Mount Olympus.
Yeah, so we were talking a while ago about the intro of this game being pretty cool sequence, and it's pretty cool. What's cool is that this is all like the in-game engine, and when it zooms in on Kratos and you start playing, like there's no like clip to gameplay, like this is it. You're just running around on those Titans, and it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the gods all look really dumb, which I kind of like. They kind of just look like stupid assholes that make you want to fight them. Like, look at Hermes. What a dick.
Hermes is a dick. Well, Zeus is the biggest asshole.
Yeah.
And Hades looks like a psychopath.
He looks cool.
And who's that? Is that Apollo?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, it is. Even though that's inaccurate that he didn't have a flaming chariot in Greek mythology. That was...
Roman?
Helios.
Oh, you're right.
Also called Hyperion.
Which is a cooler name.
Yeah.
That's Hercules, by the way?
Or Heracles?
Yeah, I was kind of mad they call him Hercules in this game.
Yeah.
What were these guys planning on doing?
Yeah, what's the end game here? They just jumped off a cliff at Gaia, the Titan.
Who is like a literal mountain.
In mythology, she's the earth.
Yeah, which makes sense that she is just a walking mountain right now.
Mm-hmm.
This game has a lot of yelling in it, and I kind of like that.
You like it?
Yeah.
You're pro yelling?
It depends on the game, but this game, I don't know. Kratos, he just sells yell. I don't think he talks a single line. It's just him yelling.
Yeah, you don't want him whispering or something like that. Yeah, it's one of the funnest hack and slash games, I'd say.
Oh yeah, no. I don't even like hack and slash games or like beat 'em ups, but yeah, this game's good.
Yeah, because it has enough of like a built-in mythology, obviously with Greek.
Yeah, Greek mythology.
It's just already there. People know about it.
Super cool.
Yeah,
and it looks pretty.
Yeah, Greek mythology is like really depressing as well.
Well, yeah, was it you and me that was talking about how... No, it wasn't. It was me and my brother. We were talking about Greek mythology a while ago. Because my brother's reading the Quran, and he was telling me about how depressing it is.
The Quran?
Yeah.
Like the Islamic text?
Yeah. We were talking briefly about how much better it would be if the leading religions of the world were something like Greek mythology, because the thing about like Greek mythology is it was an us versus them mentality. We were not like there's no like, you know, fear God, like, you know, well, I guess there's a different kind of fear God, but you know, we weren't like loving servants of God or anything. Like it was like fuck the gods.
Well,
humans are like all the gods were evil pricks in Greek mythology, and
well, they kind of were,
humans existed to spite them.
No, not really. Not like, I mean, maybe in the stories, but like Greek society is incredibly pious.
Only because they feared them in like a literal way.
Well, it depends. Like to a certain extent,
everyone went to the underworld.
Well, no, but later on, there's the development of the Elysian Fields.
Yeah, I guess,
which was basically heaven.
Yes,
and then there was Tartarus, but that was later on. So like. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty depressing. Like, okay, do you know Medusa?
Yeah, I do.
So she was a priestess of Athena, I believe.
A priest of Mara?
What?
Nothing. Carry on.
You interrupted me with a non sequitur about what?
You want to know that? You just want to go down?
No, I don't. Actually, I just want to fucking talk about
yeah, you don't.
What I was originally talking about, which was she was a priestess of Athena, and then she got raped, and then Athena, instead of taking her side, was like, "Oh well, you got defiled, so I'm going to turn you into a hideous monster."
Sounds fair.
Yeah, it's like, how fair is that? Jesus. And she's the goddess of wisdom, so it's like, if that's the wisest idea, that's terrifying.
That's terrifying. But you didn't expect that.
Some sort of giant spider. No, it's the Hydra.
No, it's not the Hydra. It's it's Poseidon's, like, I don't know, avatar. He went into the ocean and came back as a giant water crab spider horse.
Oh, okay, yeah, right, that thing. The water giant crab spider horse thing.
What would you call it?
No, I am agreeing. Like, I'm not being sarcastic. I don't know what the fuck that is. It does look like a horse, because Poseidon was the god of
Look how crazy this game is. Look what's going on.
That's pretty damn awesome. You're battling on the top of a
This game
giant
has scale.
Titan fighting an equally giant god. But the horse makes sense because Poseidon is the god of horses.
Yeah, I think the crab is too... Oh, is he the god of horses?
Yeah, that's why...
I like how the gods were of multiple things.
Yeah, they totally were, yeah. That's why in the Trojan War they left the Trojan horse. It was an offering to Poseidon. That's why people kind of go, oh, the Trojan horse is so dumb. It's like, but no, it's actually quite brilliant because the Greeks would have put a horse as an offering to get a good voyage to Poseidon, to go back to Greece. So that's why they thought they had left. Because it's like, oh, they've put an offering to Poseidon to leave, to cross the scary ocean.
The Abyssinian?
The Aegean?
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
What's the Abyssinian?
Are you talking about Abyssinia, which is the old name for Ethiopia?
Nope, certainly not.
Okay, so I don't know what the
Abyssinian Sea? I don't know. Maybe I'm making shit up.
I think so.
Yeah, because isn't Athena also another god of war or something?
Yeah, she's the goddess of strategy, whereas Ares is the god of like kind of combat, like actually physically fighting.
Because there was so at that trivia night I went to a trivia night a while ago. One of the questions was, what is Athena the god of? And I said, Well, she's the god of a couple things.
Yeah.
What answer are you looking for?
Well, wisdom is.
Yeah,
the
I wrote
expansion.
down wisdom, and that was the correct answer.
Yeah. She was also made of
Stone.
the semen of a Hephaestus, the smith of the gods. I believe.
Yes,
So
I
that's,
believe you also kill Hephaestus in this game,
Oh yeah.
and it's super sad. Like
Yeah, Hephaestus is the saddest.
he is so sad,
He's blind.
but he also has the hottest.
Yeah, he has Aphrodite.
Yeah,
He's
you
a
also
bitch.
have, and then so you kill him, and then you have sex with his wife.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's terrible.
That is awful.
God damn it, God of War.
Yeah. Well, Ares, yeah. Ares slept with Aphrodite like all the time. He's a prick.
Probably not as much as Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus is a prick, yeah. I think Hera is probably the worst. Because, like, she would, like, punish all the lovers of Zeus who had, like, no choice.
Hera either dies in this one or the last one. No, she dies in the last one, I think.
Did she die in the last one? I don't think so.
Is that the one? Maybe it's this one then. You're like in the gardens. Oh no, maybe it isn't this one then. She like drinks a poison or something and then you smash her head in because the poison wasn't enough for some stupid reason.
Oh, I don't know.
And because you're Kratos and you're just angry.
Yeah, Kratos is very angry.
Yeah. I love in this game, actually I like in all the God of War games, they always give you the behind the scenes videos and it just shows the studio sessions of the guy that plays Kratos just in the booth just screaming. It's good.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I like that I'm controlling Kratos right now.
The graphics are insane.
No, this game looks
It's
great.
incredible.
It's all like the scale.
Like he's just climbing up the back of a god.
And the camera just zooms out and the god is like moving around and fighting something else
Yeah.
while you're just this tiny speck on its back.
Yeah, that's a really incredible.
Go watch some YouTube videos and look at this game, at least, if you don't want to play it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can put
Actually-
some links on there with the
It's a
video.
pretty fun game to play too. You should actually play it. But
Yeah, it's a very fun because I mean I love Greek mythology. I love Greek mythology. That's the first thing I loved was mythology.
oh yeah, the other cool thing about this game that not a lot of games do is it doesn't nerf all your abilities from the last game. You have all the power-ups you ended the last game with.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Icarus wings and
Oh, yeah.
the Golden Fleece.
Yeah, nice.
No, it's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that chain. Where's that from?
that's from the first one, isn't it? The chains.
Oh no! I mean the chain in the background here. I'll show you. See that giant chain back there?
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is. So yeah, some really important news. Lindsay Lohan is back.
Yeah,
And
like
is
no,
apparently
this is
sober now.
full stop. Lindsay Lohan is back.
Thank Christ, right? Right.
Yes. Well, the dark time for cinema's over. We can rejoice.
Fuck.
The light is returned.
Ah.
What is she? So yeah, what's she back in? Because before you told me about this whole Lindsay Lohan thing, I had read in a magazine, I glanced in a magazine that she was, coming back in a movie.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either, to be honst.
Double jump here.
All I know is that she
and it's a
had-
movie directed by the guy that wrote something good. I can't remember.
Oh, that guy.
yeah,
The guy who wrote The Good Thing?
yeah.
He,
Good fellas.
Oh, wow.
No,
Okay.
it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
'Cause then that
I might
was-
remember if you give me some time, but yeah. So what?
Well, yeah,
inform us.
so she had the interview with Oprah, and which is
Yes.
now like that's the sign that you've like come back or like you're,
There we go.
you know, because it's like when she interviewed Lance Armstrong, then people gave a fuck that Lance Armstrong was a piece of shit. But
You think that's what did it?
no, like I think that was like the culmination. Like, that was like when people were like finally like, oh, like Lance Armstrong is terrible because he did that interview with Oprah and she just couldn't believe how he took steroids, which shows an incredible lack of imagination on Oprah's part. Like, have you heard of sports before? Like, why people would do that? Yeah, I mean, he won championships, so it's quite obvious why he did it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I just feel like an old man kind of complaining about like celebrity culture now. But it really has got to a point where it's fucking ridiculous. Like, I just... Like, okay, it's great if she actually is getting back to sobriety or something, because, you know, it was just a good thing to do, I guess. But, like, I also just don't give a fuck about her. I'm like, she's just another actress who was in one good movie, Mean Girls. And that's only because Tina Fey fucking wrote it.
I did not know that Tina Fey wrote Mean Girls. Now it all makes sense.
Yeah, that's why it's a good film, because Tina Fey wrote that film. Yeah, so she's... I don't know. But I guess the thing to realize is that she's a child star, and it was making me think, like, I think children should only be allowed to be in one film.
Yeah?
Totally, because it's proven that child stars are fucked
I
up.
have nothing but sympathy for child stars.
Yeah, they're how could you not be completely fucked
they're
up?
all fucked. Like, not a single one has come out okay.
Yeah.
Except, well, actually, that's not true. That's
Okay,
not true.
Jodie Foster has done okay.
And, like, Christian Bale was kind of a child star.
But they all have this, like, deep-seated anger. They're still...
Yes.
Like, Jodie Foster's still fucking weird. She's not as
And, like,
crazy.
Yeah.
But she's... I mean, you saw that whole thing. Did you ever see that? Was that the Golden Globes?
No.
Where she...
I don't know anything that Jodie Foster ever flipped out about.
Oh, well, it wasn't a flip-out. Because it's always been kind of rumored that she's a lesbian.
God damn it.
And so I think it was at the Golden Globe, she kind of sort of revealed that she kind of maybe is sort of a lesbian.
That's a lot of, like, ambiguity.
Yeah, it was so rambly and weird, and I think she was drunk or high or something.
This double jump is not working.
And
I remember this.
yeah, it was just
What the fuck?
nah, you're not doing it.
Sorry, I don't mean to derail this conversation. I remember this from this game. You tap A in the air to double jump, and he just falls.
Well, don't do that.
Well, how else am I supposed to double jump?
Hold it.
It was. Do you notice it's happening here too?
Yeah, so then you did it.
No, it just happens sometimes. What the fuck?
Do it, Gary. Stop messing around.
It's happening in that other
Ruining
spot.
this podcast.
Sorry, keep talking about Jodie Foster.
Well, then it becomes a
Look,
monologue.
worse here. The same thing. Was this while she was accepting an award?
I think so, like a lifetime achievement or something. I think it's something like that. Because she was in her first movie when she was like 9. She's in. What was I gonna say?
I'm gonna be honest. I was trying to pass it off like I knew, but I didn't know she was a child star until you just mentioned.
Yeah. Well, she was in. Have you ever seen Taxi Driver?
No, I haven't.
You should see that because she's
I know.
She's like a 12-year-old prostitute.
That movie looks pretty decent. I am losing my fucking mind right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's just like you get way too much money, way too much influence, and always fucks the parents up. Because the parents like even if your parent is like a doctor or a lawyer, someone who makes a considerable amount of money, you're making nowhere near as much money as as a film star, right? You're making millions and millions that a doctor just can't compete with.
It's true.
Yeah, so like, I don't know, you just get way too much money way too quickly, and it just totally. So I honestly think it should be some rule where it's like one movie. That's it.
I like the idea behind that rule, but I don't think it would ever, because you can't just force someone not to work.
Yeah, you can.
Like, sorry.
Yeah, you can. Because it's like child labor, like you can't have children laboring.
Yes.
And they already have things, but it's like, no.
I'm like actually against that idea. I don't like saying you're not allowed. Like, if you want to
like for
be in
kids,
another
like
movie, go ahead.
No, because it literally fucks them up.
Yeah, but it's not anyone else's problem.
It is.
Like I get it. It sucks, but
and like, what does a child actor bring that like everyone loves them about? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just get another kid.
Child actors, but whatever.
Like, I mean, just get another kid. Like, if they're just so expendable, just get another child. There's always children who want to get into it. So you have kids who, like, you know.
I think they're... I don't know. There's been...
The only normal one I can name off the top of my head is Jason Bateman. That's it. And his sister.
There's been quite a few.
No, dude. But they're the exception to the rule. The rule is you're a child... Because you're 9 and you have $4 million.
Yeah.
What does a child do with $4 million? And so the parents get it, but then the parents are like, hey, why don't we buy a bigger house?
There's actually that law that came in. It was the guy that played. I cannot remember. It was back in like the 40s and 50s. There's that child actor who his parents basically took all of his money, and then a law came in, and it's his law. Like, it's the name is the law is his name, and it's a law that says the parents of a child actor cannot take the money of the child actor.
But they do. They do. Like, they still do it. Like if they don't literally take it, they force them.
I think what it was when he stopped working, they didn't give him what he was owed or something, or like after he retired from acting, he was like penniless or something because his parents just took it all.
Right.
It's like, no, like, you have to give it to this kid.
Yeah. But I just
a kid has no. Well, actually, when I was 6, $4 million would have treated me just fine.
Well, sorry, now you don't want $4 million?
No, I do, but I mean,
$4 million is always awesome.
You were saying, what would a kid do with $4 million? And I can think of what I would. As a child.
But would it be actually helpful and logical?
No, of course not. $4 million is rarely logical.
Totally is. You can do some awesomely logical things.
No, of course. But most people get $4 million. Don't spend it logically.
Yeah, but that's their own fault then, because then they're responsible.
Yeah,
like they're responsible. But a child is not responsible.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, no.
No, children are not responsible. Like,
no, I guess they're not.
I want to break that to you. Children are, that's why we don't have them working in mines anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's actually I still would not put a legal limit to how much you're allowed.
Well, that's because you're a monster.
To how many jobs you should be allowed to take, because I think that's just
a child.
No, but then that's a good parallel to draw with with the reasons they're not allowed to work in a mine is because it's dangerous work, and you have to prove that.
So it's stuff that fucks them up.
Yeah, so you have to prove that working on a film can fuck you up, which yes, clearly it.
Exactly. Clearly it does.
But it's not as. It's not as cut and dry as a mine. You go in a mine, you get hurt. Like a film
that's
doesn't.
True. Yeah, I'll give you that. But
a film doesn't fuck you up. The ramifications of getting rich and famous fuck you up, which
you can provide,
which are not guaranteed from. Just like black lung disease is not guaranteed.
No. Because you can bring overwhelming evidence to show that most child stars have horrendous relationships, and they.
I think a better way, instead of limiting how often you're allowed to, act, would just be to change the way we compensate child stars. Like, how about we don't pay child stars millions of dollars? Or how about we, I don't know, provide them with something that doesn't fuck them up? I don't know. Do they need millions of dollars as child stars?
I don't know, but I guess it's one of those things that they do work out, so how do you pay them?
Well, the children. How about if you're a child star, you get sent to film school, and you live in film school?
What happens if they don't want to be in films?
They get the option. I don't know, and if they don't, then they get less money. They don't get millions.
That seems way more complicated an idea than just.
So that's not complicated. If you're a child actor who's in a ton of things, you can just we'll send you to film school. If not, get paid less.
But what do you mean film school?
I don't know.
Do you mean the Vancouver Film School where they learn about shooting techniques?
No, I mean
and dollies.
I mean some live-in school where you're there from K to 12.
So to be in a film, you have to give up your entire private life.
No. But I'm saying if you don't want to do that, we'll pay you just less, not enough to fuck you up. How about we don't pay child stars millions of dollars? We pay child stars hundreds of dollars.
That's still hundreds of dollars. But my point is that
it's less dangerous.
Children really shouldn't be working in general. I guess that's kind of my thing.
I agree with that for the most part, but you need children in movies. There are roles for children.
No, I get that, but again, just have one. Just like they're like one.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the right way to go. Well, okay, so how about this? How about there's agencies, and I know there already are, but hear me out. There's agencies that Like when there's a movie that needs a child, they go to this agency, and this agency just finds a child for this role.
Yeah.
And they, like, the child doesn't get paid. Like the agency gets paid, and it's just like, you know, they will go to schools and stuff. They'll be like, hey kids, you want to act in this fun movie? And they'll be like, yeah. And they just go get the experience of doing that. And yeah, that would kind of also tell you, like, you'd only maybe get the actor once, because he'd just go and, like, do this thing.
And then parents would be like, no, because you don't get compensated in any way.
Or the attitude would change. The person would be like, yeah, that'd be a fun experience. Like when children do a lot of things for just the fun experience.
No, but then they have to sit on set,
yeah,
supervising their child for like 8 hours.
Okay, it wouldn't be something everyone does. It would be, you know, a child.
But I don't think anyone would do it, because you take out the main compensation, which is the money. So I don't think
you get a free day on set with food.
Wow.
You get to learn about films when you're like a child. That'll blow your mind.
Yeah, the child, but the parent would be like, fuck that. We'll sit around for 8 hours while my kid doesn't get paid and I don't get paid.
Parent doesn't necessarily have to be there.
They have to be. They have to have the parental guardian supervision.
Well, they don't have to have parental guardian supervision at school.
Well, they have guardians.
Yeah, I'm not advocating killing their guardians.
But who would be the guardian of film set? They're all like, you know, 20-something grips.
That would be these agencies would also provide that. They would be there.
Why? The extra expenses.
But that would in this new system, that would be one of their.
So. I think it's just easier to have one film. That's it.
They would just I think our systems are similar.
I think mine's better though.
I think yours is dumb, Kyle.
Oh, yours is fucking retarded, Garen. What about that? Huh?
If we were both politicians of
I would win.
2 warring nations,
I would win.
You think so,
Yeah.
Niall?
Yeah, I'd fucking destroy you.
Yeah, you think?
I'd genocide your people.
With your one-child film sets?
Do I need child soldiers? No. You would have child soldiers because you're a fucking monster.
Well, I mean, if the war got dire enough, yeah, step up.
It would, because I would be fighting you so well that you'd have to have child soldiers.
You don't know anything about war tactics.
I know more than you.
Oh.
Yeah, trust me.
We'll have to have a game of Risk one day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
I'll win.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, see, that's immediately why you've lost, because you have no confidence in your abilities.
You know what an enfilade is?
Yes, I do. It's
okay.
crossfire.
Okay, alright, no, you do. Alright, so we're evenly matched.
yeah, there you go.
You have a deep understanding of war tactics.
Because you mentioned enfilade.
Yeah. It's only people who really know what that is. I'm going to get a drink so that I can leave this horrible conversation.
No, I think it's clear for the record that you would fail. You mentioned one. It's not even a tactic. It's
the drink's right here.
Oh, there you go. What kind of whiskey do you have?
I have Canadian Club Reserve. 9-year aged.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's nice.
9 years. Oh my god.
Yeah. Those are
a short amount of time.
It's just a medium, it's just a nice,
Yeah? A little rye?
It's nice.
Yeah.
What, do you only drink 12 aged?
Yeah.
Yeah, only the top
Because I'm a big boy. Okay.
Well,
That's why I defeat you in war. Because you give that to your children.
Yeah.
Children's soldiers. Children
I raise my children's soldiers on whiskey.
On 9-year-old whiskey.
Yeah, 9-year-old grain whiskey.
Yeah, 9-year-olds drinking 9-year-olds.
Yes, that'll be our slogan. It'll terrify your people.
No, but it's ridiculous.
Fly blimps over our 9-year-olds.
Well, that's immediately why you
our
lose.
9-year-olds eat 9-year-olds.
You'd be flying zeppelins over.
It would scare them. They wouldn't understand what they were. They'd be like, "What is that huge object in the sky?"
No, because they know what the sky is, and they know what planes and.
But they wouldn't know what a zeppelin is.
It's just a large.
Is that a big fruit?
It's a large balloon. No, because they're not idiots. They know, and they've seen footage from World War One. Probably know that zeppelins have existed, and I know they've probably also been to a sporting event where there's zeppelins there.
Well, these ones wouldn't be like those zeppelins.
Yeah.
No.
Why? How would they be different?
They'd be covered in spikes.
Right, because people flying into them all the time, right?
Just for intimidation.
Would it just weigh down the Zeppelin further?
They'd be hollow or something. Oh, they'd be carbon fiber.
Just have carbon spikes on
Yeah.
these. That's fucking retarded.
Yeah. They'd fly skull and crossbones.
Because they're pirates?
Just intimidation.
No, people aren't intimidated with pirates.
I think they are.
No, Pirates of the Caribbean's ruined that.
What about Somalia?
They don't fly like the Jolly Roger in fucking Somalia.
Maybe that's why people aren't afraid of them.
Because they don't have the crossbones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not afraid because they didn't use that silly flag. So you're using a silly flag and your silly Zeppelins.
I think the Jolly Roger's pretty scary.
I don't think so.
What if I made it really realistic? Like, what if the flag was like a realistic depiction of a human skull and two crossed human femurs, and like, if it still had some skin attached to it and something?
I don't think so. Because you'd have to get kind of close to see that kind of detail. And it's just like, I mean, it's kind of scary, I guess. But, like, I mean, it'd be scary to your 9-year-old soldiers.
What if the Zeppelins, the bottom of them opened up and 9-year-olds just fell out? Just littered your city streets?
That'd be horrific, but it wouldn't be, like, terrifying. But this guy's a fucking idiot and monster.
You don't think that'd be a good intimidation factor if we just littered your street with 9-year-olds?
No, because they just explode all over the floor. Like, people just be like, that's awful. And stupid. Like, they're not even suicide bombs. They're just falling onto the roofs of our buildings and, like, okay, just stay inside for 10 minutes and this assault of 9-year-olds will be over in 10
but
seconds.
your streets are covered in corpses.
Yeah, and?
Your town would be in disarray.
No.
Panic in the streets.
I don't think so, man.
Corpses.
Because they're not exploding. They're not killing people.
No, but it's just psychological warfare.
No, not
Dead
really.
bodies.
That's just dumb. It's a dumb idea.
What if the Zeppelins drop bombs?
I'm very confident now in the abilities of my army to destroy your...
I haven't gone to the war tactics yet. These are just the intimidation. These are the opening rounds.
Well, first of all,
Scare
you're
your citizens.
confusing tactics with strategy, so that's your first mistake.
It's all rolled into one for me.
No.
Garen, my war...
Huh? What was it? What did you say?
My war...
With your war, what? Yeah.
Stractics?
No.
Strategies? I put them together. Yeah. All together.
You're losing. You're going to have a bunch of dead 9-year-olds and no war. You're going to lose. And you'll be in the history books as a colossal failure.
You've fallen right into my trap.
They'll go, later on they'll say, oh, I really Garen that up when someone really fucks someone
No,
up.
see, this was my plan all along. I fly all these Zeppelins over, dropping all these 9-year-olds, and flying the Jolly Roger. Your people are confused.
No, because they've already shot him down with AA guns, by the way.
You and everyone are just focusing on all these
No.
Zeppelins. They're all wondering what is going on. They're looking to the sky
Yeah,
to see
for 1
to
second
see
we're
the
wondering,
crazy thing I'm going to
and
do
then we're
next.
like, oh, right, Zeppelins. We don't have
The whole
Zeppelins. So
time-
we use our AA guns and just shoot them down.
The whole time I've been burrowing
No.
into your parliament building. Underground.
I'm not in the Parliament building.
Well, all right.
It's not where the emergency Parliament
There are
is.
some important people in there.
No.
I kill your high cabinet.
No, it's a skeleton crew.
I kill your skeleton crew.
Of like a janitor and like 2 guys?
They
What
tell
a
me
waste
we're
of
the
time.
real...
No, because you've already blown them
No,
up.
you can't just...
You've blown them up.
You're like a child. You can't just change the stakes
No,
like that.
You're saying, oh, you guys in the Parliament. No. It's in a state of war. They wouldn't be in the Parliament. We're not idiots. We're not dropping 9-year-olds from the sky. I would not have my...
All right, so we'd burrow into the Parliament building. We'd kill everyone so they couldn't even alert you. We'd go back into our hole. We'd burrow to the next Parliament building.
So far you've killed a janitor and his 2 assistants.
That's it.
And that's it.
Entire Parliament building, that's all that's... You don't even have
Yeah,
a...
it's a skeleton crew.
That's not a skeleton crew. That's like an empty fucking building.
Yeah, it's almost like the term skeleton crew, which is like...
There's got to be more than that. Like,
No.
your citizens need to think that there are people in there. There's got to be secretaries.
No, we just have like giant screens with that record speeches or show our speeches.
So are you a fascist nation?
No.
Why are there just
It's
big screens of your speeches?
It's because we're not in the Parliament building.
No, I'd find
Sorry that I've thought about this longer than you.
I'd find you and I'd kill you.
You can't, how is that not childish? She's like, I just win. No, you can't do that.
Stractics.
You're not even drunk enough to say that term.
It's true.
You're not confident enough.
It's that also true.
I'm not awful.
My warfare is much better when I'm very drunk.
Yeah. I just blitzkrieg your stupid nation.
Yeah, well, we...
Do you even know what a blitzkrieg is?
Yeah, I know what a blitzkrieg is.
What is it then? What does it mean, first of all?
It's a fast, rapid assault.
What does it mean then?
What does it mean?
What does the term blitzkrieg mean?
Well, I don't speak German, so I don't know.
Well, then you've lost all 19th century
Blitz.
tactics. All of them are named after German things.
Go back to Naziland now.
Kesselflight? Oh, so that's a mistake. The confusing Germans with Nazis? That's that kind of mistake that leads 9-year-olds to their deaths.
9-year-olds are confusing Germany with Naziland?
Yeah, because they're childish and stupid.
Oh, well, see, I'm at least providing my 9-year-olds with
Death. Just like
an opportunity
to fall from the sky and kill no one and
You're
just
just
land.
calling them stupid.
Yeah, kids are dumb.
No, I'm only dropping the ones that naturally died in the war, from the atrocities that your people caused in my... I'm only dropping the already dead corpses.
Why would you do that?
Because your people killed them.
That's fucking weird, though. That's a very weird thing to do.
Giving them back.
So you wouldn't say to your people, like, hey, instead of having the dignity of like a burial, I'm going to take your child and throw it into...
Well, that's not how I advertise it. We say, hey, instead of just burying them...
So you're like totally fine with like lying to your people like that?
No, it's a lie.
That is a lie.
Use their death towards the war effort. Let's put them towards...
Okay, and they would be like, oh, you're going to use it for like fuel for the vehicles, or like, maybe strap bombs. No, I'm going to drop them from a Zeppelin onto a roof. Well, Supreme Leader, that's really, if I might say, that's really dumb.
They wouldn't say that to me.
Well, they would, because like...
No, they wouldn't, because they'd die.
Your leadership is broken so much, and you have no, like, your generals have no confidence in you anymore.
No, they're all terrified of me.
No. Once they hear that idea about the dropping the kids from the Zeppelins, they're like, they're going to do like what they tried to do with Hitler and just kill you at a meeting.
No,
put a briefcase
they know that the real plan is to burrow under your city.
But why even... If you're going to have a distraction, have like a good distraction.
That's a pretty good distraction. That's pretty distracting.
That's fucking dumb.
There's
make them bombs at
There's
least.
children falling from... No, but it's distracting because it's non-violent. Like, that's what's so weird about it. You're like, this doesn't make any sense, right? It's just...
But again, like I said, I would have already shot them down with the AA guns when they approached.
AA guns just in your city?
Yeah. Well, how's that weird?
Just in the town?
Yeah.
I don't know, Vancouver doesn't just have AA guns.
Yeah, Vancouver's also not at war.
Well...
yeah, what now, son? What now?
Let's say...
yeah, sorry. It's not crazy that AA guns are in, because they know that's where planes are going to go. It's not dumb. That's the height of intelligence. I know they want to bomb this city. I will put AA guns here because that's how I'll stop the bombers.
What about before the war was, that was the opening of the war, was just me dropping children. Like, you didn't know there was a war.
But then that means you would have like killed the children preemptively, because you said...
maybe you made the first... Alright, look.
Yes, it's almost like you don't know what you're talking about, Garen. It's almost like you've lost this war from the get-go. I win.
We'll have this conversation again over Risk, and we'll see who really wins.
I will win at that.
Maybe you can talk a good game now.
I will win at that too. I'll destroy it.
But, no, Risk isn't Civilization now.
It isn't. It's easier. So I'll fucking annihilate you. You got nothing. Nothing, son. Fucking destroy.
He's a Nazi.
How dare you. How dare
Blitzkrieg.
Means lightning war, by the way.
Yeah, you would know that.
Yeah, it's because I'm a historian. When was the last time it was used?
Don't pull that shit on me. I'm not a historian.
It was used...
I'm going to say World War II.
It was used 10 years ago, actually. So what major event happened 10 years ago?
Look, man, don't do this publicly. I'm going to say the Gulf War.
The second Gulf War.
The second Gulf War?
Well, the invasion of Iraq.
Yeah, alright.
They used a blitzkrieg to drive Baghdad.
Well, there you go.
Deal with it.
It's a pretty foamy pint you got there.
What?
It's a pretty foamy pint you got there.
Yeah, I'm not really.
It looks nice.
Not really pleased with how I poured it, to be honest. Very,
aesthetically.
very disappointed.
So let's stop talking about war because.
Why?
Yeah, that's what the warmonger would say.
Well, I mean, I guess one thing is like, did you read about what's happening in Syria right now? The chemical weapons.
Yes.
So I as so far as this now, I believe it hasn't been confirmed if that's true. But
it hasn't been confirmed as true.
like it could confirm that the
I saw pictures.
that like what's his face? What is his goddamn name? The leader of Syria right now. How can I not remember his name? That's really annoying. But there's claims that the government forces have been using them. But they don't know who has used them. Clearly there are dead people and dead children, but like I don't think they're looking into who actually did it. I think, and I don't think it's confirmed. But it was interesting. Apparently, CBC. I heard the second hand. I don't know how true this is. They had the top story instead of Syria was that Justin Trudeau admitted to smoking pot 3 years ago.
I saw that.
Which is
what a monster.
What a fucking dumb stuff. Like, the thing is, I'm guessing that was an argument between a couple editors which story to run with.
Was it the top? Okay? So, I mean, they're both stories. One is clearly more important.
Yeah, the Syria one.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out just in case we had a totally different.
No, fair.
Yeah. I don't think that okay, I guess
I don't think the Justin one is a story because like pot. I think it just is because it's a
leader of a party who's admitted to drug
and because
use.
it's a hinge social issue right now.
I don't think
it's
so.
What a lot of party votes are. It's one of the social issues people are voting on. So it is kind of an important thing.
Okay,
and he's like the first guy. He's the first like running politician to come out and say that.
Yeah, I agree, but
it is. Something to be.
Okay, I'm not going to say it's no news because again, like he's a leader of a party.
Was it put ahead of Syria then?
Yeah, it was the front.
I mean, that's sadly it's not really new. I mean, world news has always been like no matter what, it's always been behind domestic news, no matter how small.
I disagree that it should be that. I guess.
I disagree. For sure.
I guess that's the thing. It's like maybe if that is true, like
it's not the first time I've heard
Although it depends. Like
it's not the first time I've heard the front story be like
some stupid.
Harper cut the healthcare budget, and then like right under that is like 700 people died in Damascus or something. It's like so like
for that I kind of do get that. Let's run with this scenario that like Harper did cut medical services across the country, and that there was bombings in Damascus. I would be actually okay with that because, I mean, let's be honest, there is a lot of violence in that region. Anyways, what makes the Syria case different is that the chemical weapons have to this degree with this many people have not been used in like decades. Yeah. So that's what makes it kind of different.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah. Okay.
And I think the last time chemical weapons were really used to that effect was in the Iran-Iraq war, I think, and that was in the 80s. So, have
they said, or do they know like what was used? Because it was a nerve gas, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it was off the top of my head. Yeah.
Which just, I mean, that sounds bad on its own.
Yeah, well, it basically...
asphyxiates?
Well, you drown in your own lungs.
Yeah.
Filled with blood and chemical... Yeah, so
right.
It's horrific, yeah. It's really, horrendous.
Because it covered a pretty wide area.
Yeah. And I think...
It was clearly it wasn't like spree hoodlums. Or like it wasn't like
like a random militia.
Yeah, it wasn't like a small group of radicals. Like it's clearly
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's the thing. It's like
I actually can't. Yeah, sorry.
So no, I was just gonna say like my inclination is that it is the government. Like
That almost sounds too like that. Yeah, that kind of is where it's leading, but that almost sounds like too crazy tinfoil hat. Like the government. The government. No. I know, like
the government of Syria.
No. I know that, but like even for them, like just fucking nerve gassing people in the streets.
Well, yeah,
that's like the craziest. There's been some crazy government things happening in that part of the world, like like Turkey and Egypt and all. But that is crazy.
Well, the bodies are there and the evidence is there.
It's not. It's just those are chemicals that are not easy to come by.
It's fairly easy. Like I think you can you can manufacture them.
I guess the scale that it was deployed seems a bit too organized, maybe. Because did they say what district was what kind of people were targeted? It was
civilians, But
was it like a certain kind of civilians? Was it Muslims?
I don't. It's mostly Muslim in that.
Or was it literally just random civilians? Because that wouldn't make any sense.
It would because they're. Well, it was probably.
What would the motive be?
I think that it was in the region of anti-government.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Right. Must be.
So that's why the indication
kind of Muslim or something like that.
Yeah, that's why it seems to be that the government did it because, I believe
it's a pretty goddamn desperate tactic.
Well, that's where they're at,
just
right?
Gas the.
But it's interesting though.
Gas them out.
The connect because basically, did you hear a couple weeks ago where Barack Obama and Putin both declared they're funding either side of the war?
Mm-hmm.
So and within that time,
a couple weeks ago.
now, it's like a couple months ago, but within that time, now there's chemical weapons. I'm not saying that they never had them before, but now suddenly,
yeah, that's it.
With Russia and Russia supports
I was going to say Russia's the one supporting the government.
Yeah, so I don't know, man.
We
it's
can talk
not good.
About Russia.
Oh yeah, fuck Russia. As it is now.
Yeah, no, I guess if you look at the kind of big picture, it gets a lot more suspicious.
I don't know. I just to be fair, I've only read one article.
Yeah,
this morning.
The gassing only happened yesterday.
Yesterday night, I think, or yeah.
Yeah, there just hasn't really been a lot to come out of there. Would you ever want to do work out there, as a journalist?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I definitely want to do that. Yeah, be a war correspondent. Yeah, definitely.
I think I'm just too scared, honestly. And I don't feel,
no, I get it.
I don't feel bad about saying that.
No, you shouldn't, man. There's no shame in it at all. And to be honest, it's something that hypothetically seems it is fascinating. And
it's fascinating.
But
fuck.
I think I could handle it, but I don't know. Maybe I couldn't. I don't know.
I just remember when the Arab Spring was happening, and you go to all the news channels and see the people down on the ground, just they're fucking terrified. They're hunkering in a hotel room, and then they have to stop every so often because a bomb is going off.
Yeah.
Man, part of that is cool in kind of a weird way, but most of it is just really scary, and I don't want to do it.
No, yeah, for sure. It's a certain kind of person, and I don't know if I'm that person, but I definitely have an interest in doing it, for sure. Because I think it's something that is so modern that you can cover a war. There are people who followed. They had them in World War II for sure. When I'm talking modern, I'm thinking kind of 19th, 20th century. Because before they had people who people who
kind of since
followed along.
Since post-Vietnam, there's just been...
because now you can have cameras, on a troop, you can put a camera on top of... And I think Vietnam was one of the...
Vietnam was where the media consciousness...
I think that's why it had so much support against it. To be fair, there was a lot of people who were already against it, but I think we actually saw images of how harsh it was out there. I think a lot of people who were kind of in the middle, not really too sure, were kind of swayed by it.
Yeah,
because there's some really hard, the whole media of it. There's a famous picture of a general who was shooting a Viet Cong in the side of the head.
Yeah,
that's probably the most famous image, besides the image of the Vietnamese children running away from napalm. But the thing about that is that was a South Vietnamese general executing a guy who was a rapist and had just blown up like I think like a school bus full of children and stuff like that.
Wow.
So the guy he shot was actually a piece of shit, but it's now used as like a anti-Vietnam War.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's fucked up.
It is fucked up.
Yeah, I mean that's my brilliant philosophical statement, but like I don't know.
No, you just said what John Lennon spent his whole career saying in just a couple words.
Yeah.
Boy.
I like
War is fucked up. John Lennon.
Yeah, there's a Ricky Gervais bit where he's talking about how there was that monk in Vietnam who set himself on fire to protest.
Is that at Vietnam? I thought that was a...
He was a Vietnamese monk who set himself on fire in protest of like the government and the Vietnam sort of situation.
Yeah.
And and then John Lennon did the famous sleep-in or whatever at that hotel. I think it was in Montreal, was it?
I don't even know what this is.
Where him and Yoko Ono spent like a week in bed or something like that to protest the war. Or maybe it was a month in bed or something.
I've never heard of this.
Really? I think it's... I'm pretty sure it's famous.
Hate
Like
Yoko Ono.
Oh, well, she's an evil... Oh, God. Yeah, But he's basically saying, like, no one knows the name of that guy who set himself on fire.
Sure, it's on Wikipedia.
Oh, yeah. Like,
no.
Obviously, you can find it, but, like, no one... It's not a cultural thing. But everyone kind of, knows the famous sleep-in, except for Garen, I guess.
Yeah,
that he slept in... I think it was a hotel for, like, a month.
I listen to more Rage Against the Machine than I do the Beatles, so...
John Lennon's solo stuff is really good.
I'm sure it is.
I hate Yoko Ono so much.
Hate? Well, it was you I was talking to about. That fucking... who is it? Oh my god. When John Lennon is playing with... Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Yoko Ono's just in the background, just wailing away.
Just wailing like a stupid...
Chuck Berry just, like, gives her that look. Or no, he doesn't. He just gives a look, and it's just...
Yeah. Like...
My life is ruined.
Yeah, so John Lennon...
But then, like a hero, he keeps on going.
Yeah.
Yoko Ono just ruins this, like, two legends coming together.
Yeah, so, John Lennon grew up listening to American rock and roll. Two figures he listened to the most were, like, Chuck Berry and Elvis. Elvis was his big guy, right? And he finally gets to play with Chuck Berry. They do Johnny B. Good, the most famous fucking...
He's doing the dance.
Chuck Berry, he's doing that. Like, they're playing together. And
they sound great together. They're sharing the microphone.
And the band's all having a great time.
They get Yoko Ono drum in the background.
A stupid tambourine.
Whatever.
She's not even in town. She's not even on time with the fucking tambourine.
But whatever, it's a tambourine. It's the most inoffensive instrument.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not ruining the song.
And that's the thing. It's like, great. You know, you just keep there.
Yeah,
I want you on here. Fine. But then you have to ruin it.
But the way she ruins it isn't even like she you can just see this change where she's like, no, this song needs something. She puts the tambourine in the stand.
Yeah.
There's a mic like down low to pick up the tambourine. She picks the mic out of the stand and just like wails.
Just
like,
goes,
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's that. It's like, and when you see it, there's a direct moment where
you see all the color leave his face.
Chuck Berry's face is like, what? His eyes just pop out of his face.
But it's like for a second, and then he's really professional, and he just goes back to the song.
You know what?
John Lennon doesn't blink.
Do you know who does that bit? There's Bill Burr. He does a whole thing about...
Oh, does he?
Yeah, the Chuck Berry video. That's where I first heard it, and then I looked at the video and was like, oh, that's right. Because if you notice, John Lennon doesn't skip a beat. Chuck Berry is going, what the hell? But John Lennon's like, just singing along. It's like, what? Tell your wife to shut up. Like, like your wife is ruining a moment.
I just can't believe the way she picked it up. She just, without any prompting, just went freestyle. Just thought this is what it needed.
I just think that's really selfish. Like,
no, it is. It's so selfish.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, people might think I'm misogynist by saying, like, tell your wife to shut up. It's like, no, like, she's being selfish by, like, this is a moment for me. This is one of my musical heroes. I'm playing live with a hero, singing his most famous song, and all you have to do is fucking hit that stupid tambourine. You don't even have to do that. Why the fuck are you even on the stage? You have no talent. Fuck off. For some reason, I love you.
Well,
I don't know why.
I mean, the twisted part about it is that John Lennon didn't care. Like, he was okay with that. Like, no, he is so far in the bag that he thinks that was like
he was whipped.
He was okay with his moment being ruined.
Yeah, he was whipped big time. He definitely was, and he was a piece of shit as well.
Yeah,
he used to beat his kid and stuff like that. And yeah, he makes great music though.
So. Yeah, as someone who just doesn't know anything about the Beatles, whatever.
Yeah, I have one of those kind of respect of the Beatles, but I don't.
I like all the songs that I have heard, which is most of them.
Yeah, but I don't.
I like the Beatles. I just don't listen to the Beatles.
I don't love the Beatles. I tried to rediscover them.
I can't think of a song I don't like that I know.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I don't know.
Beatles SingStar is pretty good.
Which one?
Beatles SingStar.
SingStar?
Yeah.
Is that like rock band?
Yeah, but you sing. You can play the whole White Album.
Oh, yeah. The White Album is probably...
track. It's pretty good.
The White Album is probably my favorite Beatles album, I'd say.
Yeah?
It's got Rocky Raccoon on it. It's one of my favorites. I fucking love Rocky Raccoon.
Rocky Raccoon's pretty good.
Rocky Raccoon.
Beatles were weird.
They were very weird.
Especially, for that decade.
Mm-hmm.
They were weird really early. Before shit kind of got weird.
Yeah. Yeah,
especially for as mainstream as they were.
Yeah.
They did some weird shit.
Considering, a couple years before, they're all having, bob cuts and wearing suits, and then within 2 years, they're in, India smoking...
Yeah, they just got really high.
Yeah, and then just...
super high, and they never looked back.
I think they were always into drugs, but I think they finally just embraced it, because when they're in the...
They had the money to?
Well, that was basically it, because in the 50s, they were, actually kind of a weird experimental... rock group at the time, even for the they used to wear leather jackets and eat chicken on stage and
Wait, what?
Yeah, they played a lot of.
Why hasn't that become standard?
Yeah, I know it should be. That's a fucking great act. But they're in Germany. That's where
Russia's
they did all their shit in West Germany at the time. And then basically the guy, I think his name is Michael Epstein. Was that it? The guy who discovered the Beatles. He was like, all right, we're going to get you identical, haircuts, identical suits. That's how we're going to market you. And you're going to do songs like Please, Please Me and stuff like that. And then they did, and then it became fucking huge, and then they finally were like, all right, let's go back to doing that. John Lennon always pushed for that. Paul McCartney was quite happy doing...
And he still is. And I
True.
like Paul McCartney.
True.
For the most part.
Sorry?
For the most part.
Yeah.
I like his little bass. It's so tiny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's him and Ringo, I guess, yeah, now. It'd be weird when they're all dead.
It will be weird.
It was just when...
there's no more Beatles?
Yeah, just none at all. Again, not even that I'm a Beatles fan, but just history has changed in a little way. One of the biggest pop stars ever and made so many advances in music and stuff.
But then, I would have said that about Michael Jackson, but it hasn't really done much. I'd say Michael Jackson was on par. Well, maybe slightly less, but Michael Jackson's pretty fucking huge.
I guess to me, his personal life became so dominant by the end.
Yeah, and just dark.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? You can find that out about John Lennon, that he used to beat his wife, his first wife, and his son. But people don't... I don't think people associate that with
persona.
Yeah, people think the beard and the Yoko Ono and the
Michael Jackson's
politics
fucked up.
with his whole thing was pedophilia, which is the worst thing to be associated with, man.
Yeah,
it's there's no.
There's pedophilia and then there's dropping 9-year-olds from Zeppelins.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But think about. Do you know who Michael Vick was? The guy.
The dog guy.
The Philadelphia Eagles guy.
Sometimes, yeah.
But he went back and had a career, and
So, sometimes I wonder about stuff like the Michael Vick stuff and how long that should be allowed to matter, because we're kind of tying in. I think. Well, yeah. Last time we were talking about the Phil Fish stuff, and you know Chris Brown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
he's quit music now.
He's quitting music because basically he can't get away from... What he did was really bad.
No, yeah.
And he's kind of a scumbag for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, is it too much? He fucked up. He fucked up really bad. But I mean, should he never be able to live that down?
Yeah. See, I get the thing is, what's selfish immediately is that I'm not a fan of his music. So
I've never even heard it, so I can't even... Like,
well, that's what I mean. Like, I have no interest in it.
I'm
so
going to
like,
just not take that into account.
I know...
Just as a person with a career, should he... And like, admittedly, a public career.
I don't think it should because...
Like, I kind of don't either. Like, I don't want us to forget that what he did was shitty.
No, absolutely not.
I mean,
like,
he knows what he did was shitty. And he has apologized numerous times.
Yeah.
He might still be a scumbag. He probably is.
Oh, yeah, totally. But, like
I kind of don't... I mean, I kind of don't care. I feel like people give him a harder rap because most people don't like his music. I mean...
Yeah.
Like, we don't care about what Tiger Woods did anymore. Mind you, I personally don't think what he did mattered at all.
No, neither do I. No.
But still, we don't care anymore.
And he's gone back to the PGA. And
Chris Brown is still the punchline to everything, and we won't let him live that down.
Yeah.
And admittedly, it's really funny. But at the same time, like, he's quitting music because of it. Like, I can't.
Well, then he's a pussy.
But I mean, I personally, I feel like I can't get mad about the Phil Fish thing and turn a blind eye to this and be like, oh, well, it's okay because I don't. I don't like Chris Brown. Like, I think it's kind of the same thing.
I think so.
Except Chris Brown actually did a criminal offense.
Yeah, the thing is, I think he did. There was an accounting for it. I think he was.
Yeah, he did a bad thing. He beat Rihanna.
Oh yeah. But I think did he not serve some time for it, or
well, I mean, he's a rich man, so maybe he just did
like a fine or community service.
I have not been. He did do community service actually.
Okay, so
at least
I'm not saying that is just, but that is the sentence that he served. So. Really, like one thing I do believe in
to give him more sentences.
Yeah, like
the justice system has worked its course.
Like I'm not saying that I'm not an idiot and saying like he's totally fine now.
And same here,
but basically, as far as the law is concerned, he is fine.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And we have to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. And okay, I'm going to go off on a bit of a dark tangent here, but
okay, don't worry. We're allowed to get darker.
Okay. Not that I condone in any way what he did, but this is another Bill Burr, who's a great comedian. He talked about how come you can never ask what the woman did. Not that she like did anything like
sure no,
but the thing is like
fair comment.
Like
I think.
Well, he said, do you think she was just saying to him, oh, I'm going to bake you a bunch of cookies and stuff like that, and then he just hit her?
Yeah.
She was probably saying some really nasty stuff. Now again, that does not mean he's allowed to hit her.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
That's fucked up, regardless. But it's like it's just weird that no one asks what she was up to.
True.
Do you know what
I mean? I agree. Like, you can't.
I'll tell you another example.
There's nothing she could say that would justify him hitting her.
Yeah, I'll tell you another example. Like if you found out someone you knew or someone met was had been in prison for murder, you'd want to ask, right? And find out why they who and why. But would you ever say that for rape? If someone you knew had a rape charge, you would just assume that they're bad? Whereas with murder, there's people who murder they're evil.
You don't rape someone murder. You're usually doing it for a reason. You're not raping someone for a reason. Usually.
But there are accounts of people who are. This happens more in the States, I should say, but because each state is different.
Yeah.
Because there's a comedian again called Patrice O'Neill, who he was 17, she was 16, and they slept together, and then she later on said that he raped her.
Yeah, that stuff makes me so mad.
And so, but that's the thing. No one asks the question. If you hear that, you
it's kind of a typical question.
But no one ever goes, well, what's the story behind that? They're like, oh, you're a rapist. He's a big black guy. You're a rapist. You know?
Yeah. No, that's definitely something to think about sometimes because.
Again, with the Chris Brown thing, I'm not saying.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from. I think. In a rape case, because there have been several documented cases where, if we would have asked, there's a bit more to it.
Yeah.
And you
should always ask for every crime.
No, and I would have never guessed. I never would have guessed there could be until I found out there could be. But I mean, I think most people don't ask because it doesn't matter, and this is just what the normal thought process is. It wouldn't matter, and it would devalue the rest of the case. there should be nothing she could possibly say that would justify a large man hitting a woman, right? Like, literally, she could call you the worst thing in the entire world. You don't need to physically hit her, right? Like, fucking be a man and walk away.
Oh, absolutely. Because the thing is, as well, is like if you were going to hit this woman, she has probably said things like this before.
Literally, unless she is also physically hurting you.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Which I'm not going to say like a woman can't do that. Like a woman can physically hurt a man.
Yeah,
sure.
well, and
if she's actually like beating him up.
Yeah, you should totally be allowed to defend.
That's okay.
Defending yourself.
But that does not appear to be the case.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, but like I think the thing.
But so I think that's why people don't ask, because they're just like, well, then we're going to get into an argument about what she did, and honestly, it doesn't matter. So I think that's why people don't want to ask that question.
Yeah, no, I get it, but like,
yeah, no, of course,
I think
it is healthy to know because well, let's just tick that box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
let's make sure.
Yeah,
she wasn't, beating him with a frying pan or something before he clocked her in the face.
Right. Yeah.
Which
and to be fair, in that case, like I'm sure that Rihanna probably like screamed and said fucking horrendous things to him before, so he should have known this woman says crazy shit. I'm out.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to make assumptions. I don't know what happened.
Again, like it is an assumption, but I guarantee she was not saying "I love you so much." Before he
they were probably verbally
having a really nasty fight.
What?
But that's what I'm saying. He should have been, as a man, gone. She makes me so angry.
Should have.
As a man, as a human being, he should have been. She makes me so angry. I want to fucking hit her. I need to walk away.
Yeah.
Because what I'm saying, I guarantee this was not the first time. So he should have been. She makes me. I want to hit her.
That's why
I have to leave. I'm going crazy. I will go.
Yeah.
That's why he's a fucking idiot. And,
But so
and why he's leaving music.
But I just wonder if we have gone too far.
We as society, humanity,
we as the human, the mob justice system. We mobbed him out of his career now. Not that
I think in this case,
a valuable career.
I think in this case, I get the pressure, I get it, but like he could have toughed it out. It's only been a year, man.
Has it only been a year? Dude, it's been longer than that.
A year or two.
It has been longer than a year.
It's been a year or two.
Longer than a year or two.
No.
I feel like this happened long ago.
No. It's only been a year or two.
You sure?
I'm positive, man.
All right. Still a year or two of nonstop.
But he has tons of fans who still support him.
It's like the Nickelback thing.
Well, okay, I want to say something about Nickelback. I don't really care about Nickelback, but I don't fucking hate Nickelback.
I used to listen to Nickelback all the time.
Yeah, so did I. But
Flip Side Up, love that.
yeah, it's a great CD. Leader of Men.
I've never listened to anything since that, so still in my mind, Nickelback's a pretty good band.
Yeah, well, I listened to the one after that, the one that had what did it have on it?
Never thought I was a wise man. Couldn't count it as a poor man stealing. It's a great song. I don't care what anyone says.
That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
but they've become the face of like hateable rock.
Yeah, it's because they're easy to hate because they look dumb and they're not particularly smart.
Yeah.
And I've heard a bunch of bad stories of around Vancouver, which is where he lives, of him like being kind of gross in bars.
Yeah.
So they're kind of easy to hate.
Yeah.
But
also, I remember in there's a magazine I used to read called Revolver, which is like a metal / hard rock magazine. And in one, they always have like every issue they had like an ask a musician bunch of questions, whatever. And Chad Kroeger gave advice on how to like fool cops when you're drinking and driving.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's a really good thing to.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's like I don't give a fuck if it was cocaine or whatever, like at a party, because you're at a party. But drinking and driving, you fuck other people up.
Yeah.
When you're on coke at a party, you fuck other people up because you're annoying and crazy. But like
people, smash a lamp.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
Yeah, no, good.
But yeah, drinking and driving.
I hope there's some discussion about drinking and driving because like don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, kids.
Yeah, because it's one of those clear-cut things where your mistake fucks other people up.
Yeah,
and the thing is, and always the dumb fucking idiot drunk driver lives.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what fucking
I
pisses me off
have
so
two
much.
terrifying drunk driving stories
Yeah?
that I'll share with you. When I was younger, I'd say I was in probably grade 8 or grade 9. I was a young buck. I was at a party, and I was, for some reason, I went outside and with a friend, and we went into the back of someone's pickup truck, and I mean like the bed, like we laid down in the bed,
Right.
and like I knew who owned the truck, but he stormed out of the house really drunk and got into the cab, and we were like lying in the bed just looking at the sky, so we didn't really. We were kind of drunk too, and it was loud. We didn't really hear him get in.
Right.
All of a sudden, it was moving, and we knew he was wasted, and it was terrifying to be in the back of this bed. I didn't think to jump out because it was not, just didn't cross my mind. He was going kind of fast too, but just being locked in this car with this drunk guy was really scary. Luckily, he got home safe. The other story is bad. This guy I was in a band with, who I'm still really good friends with. It was actually in a ton of newspapers. I think it was actually on the news. Like, it was an enormous crash. It was right beside my house too. There's like this. Well, I mean, this was standard topography. There was a ditch, and then there was a tree right after the ditch. He was driving this little car really fast. He was really drunk, coming home from a party. I was not with him. This was next to my house, and it was just like the talk of the town. Well, it wasn't awesome. You might have heard about this. And yeah, his left wheel went in the ditch, and when the ditch ended, it went up on the bank as the ditch ended.
Okay.
And his whole car went up, and it went up literally 5 feet. Like, he was going so fast, he got 5 feet of air.
Shit.
Hit this tree, and until I moved from Tawasin, there was still a huge chunk taken out of the tree, like a bark.
Wow.
And his car was completely totaled.
Oh.
And it hit super high, fell, rolled over in the middle of the road, like. Completely just an absolute wreck. Like, the front was just non-existent.
Were you in it, or were you?
Oh no, I was not at this party.
Okay.
I was.
Oh, okay, right.
No, I just this is right next to my house.
Right, yeah.
So I just knew about the story and heard about it, and he was like one of my best friends at the time. I went to see him in the hospital, like, and it's amazing that he crawled. Like, he should not have even lived from that accident.
Right.
Apparently, he was thrown from the car, I think, or he was either dragged out. But anyway, someone came outside from a house nearby and just found him, like, bloody heap. I went to see him in the hospital like a couple weeks later, and he was like in one of those like tubular neck braces that look like he's like a floating head from Futurama. He's just in like the cylindrical cage, and he like couldn't move at all. It was crazy.
Oh shit!
I mean, he kept on trucking, but like, fuck, dude, like, don't drink and drive. Like, he got so fucked up. It was kind of cool when he played a couple shows after that, but he was still wearing his cylindrical head cage.
Right. He
was like headbanging with it. It was kind of cool. But drinking and driving is so fucked.
Yeah, man.
Like, don't do it.
Yeah. I don't know. What are you?
That was the worst. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, bad pictures of that car in the newspaper. I remember it was just like, I can't believe a human being was in that thing.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him right now, like, fuck.
Yeah, there's always some like amazing things you see of like how did people survive?
And I don't know if it's like the way the car is designed, like if it's just the amazing modern car safety or something, or if it was just luck. But like,
probably a chunk of both, I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of car safety, the Tesla S is the highest safety rating of any car ever.
I heard that. Yeah, I think we're moving in a.
I want a Tesla.
Yeah, so do I.
Electric, safe. I don't give a shit about cars.
No, neither do I.
So I want them to be better for the environment and us.
Yeah.
My brother would hate me because he loves cars, and so would my dad. My whole family would kill me. But I do love Top Gear.
Yeah. Well, Top
because
Gear
you don't have to like cars.
Exactly right. Like
it's just a really funny show where they do dumb shit with cars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like a Jackass. They do dumb shit with skateboards, but I don't care about skateboarding.
Yeah.
I would say Top Gear is Jackass for cars, almost.
With older men. Yeah.
Like, literally, they do some dumb shit.
Oh, yeah, totally, yeah.
Like, some dangerous dumb shit, almost, sometimes.
One of my favorite ones is when Jeremy Clarkson drove a really tiny, vintage car through an office.
Yeah. He takes it in the elevator.
Yeah, it's like
goes into his cubicle. I love that episode so much.
It actually made me feel like I had back pain. Like, I remember watching it, and I remember my spine kind of hurt. I was like, oh, I just feel cramped all the time. Ugh.
Oh, man.
But, yeah.
Oh, some great episodes of that show.
There are. Even though Jeremy Clarkson is
He's kind of an asshole, but he's
slightly reprehensible. But he's at least charming enough.
Yeah, like he's a fun asshole to watch.
I think he's a good-natured racist, if that makes sense.
I personally think he's one of those racists who only does it for the joke, and he just because he's on camera, he's trying to do it too much. I don't think he's an actual racist.
No, for sure.
I mean, obviously, I don't know him. I don't know, but that's what it seems like. It seems like he's doing it just for a joke, and he just doesn't know when to cap his joke.
Yeah, I think
because the people he's racist against is like, why would he be racist against Mexicans? Like he doesn't.
He doesn't. Yeah, and there's no Mexicans.
Yeah, like he
Britain.
doesn't.
Like it's not like
he's
Mexican.
never met a Mexican. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't know. He's a slightly silly man.
He's pretty silly,
but I still kind of do like him.
Oh, I love him. I think he's hilarious. Like that is one of the bad things about humans. Mm-hmm. If you're a bad person but you're really funny, it's totally okay.
Is that why you like Hitler?
Yeah, it is. He's a funny guy.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I don't laugh at Hitler ever.
Hi Hitler. That's what they used to call him.
Do you know there used to be a sitcom that was made in like the 90s, maybe 2000s actually, where it was called Heil Honey I'm Home.
Wow.
And it was
No, I've never heard of this. How have I never heard of this?
It was I think it was even a British show.
Has it ever actually aired? Okay, if it was British, that would make sense. I've never heard of it.
It had a pilot. It was a pilot.
Please tell me it was like
it was like kind of like those big kind of those big sitcoms, kind of like big laughs and a big audience. Yeah. And he's like Hitler. It's him and Ava Braun, and they live next door to this like really typical like stereotypical Jewish couple.
And is this like in a suburban home?
It's kind of like well they're in like these apartments.
That's sweet. Do they have kids? Do the Hitlers have kids?
No, they don't.
Oh, damn it.
Because they didn't really have kids.
No, I know, but they didn't also live in an apartment next to Jewish people.
That's true, yeah.
I was hoping they would just go whole hog with the like sitcom and it would just be like, no, you're a Hitler. You don't leave wearing that.
It was banned after one episode.
I mean, I can understand in Europe why that would be banned, but also it's the age of the internet now. They should try it again and just put it on the internet.
The thing to me is like, where do you go for the rest of the episodes? Like, does Hitler finally learn to like the Jews next door?
Yeah, it's the story about how Hitler learns to love. No, it's the story about how Hitler learns to hate the Jews. That's and maybe that's too dark and evil.
Yeah, because in the sitcom he's already the Führer. Like, because he's married to Ava Braun, who was his last wife.
Yeah, I guess.
And they married in like 1945 in a bunker.
Maybe it's an alternate history where Hitler doesn't die at the end of the war, but he does lose the war. Okay. But he's absolved of all his war crimes, so he just moves into a shitty apartment with Eva Braun, and it's like grumpy old Hitler. And everyone just kind of knows him. It's like, oh, this is Hitler.
Right.
He's, and he's just the grumpy old kind of crazy guy who just hates the Jews still. But like even the Jews aren't really afraid. They're just, okay, Hitler, we'll get out of your aisle.
Right. Yeah.
I would produce that show.
Well,
if it really,
I already know that you're a monster because you want to.
No, if it really communicated the like Hitler lost and he is wrong and crazy.
But again, like, what is that as a show? Like, for like,
I don't know. It's a weird
for 20.
It's a weird late night.
But what is that for 20 episodes? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what's the kind of arc?
Well, no. See, the Hitler angle is only a framing joke, and like I think it's funnier if you don't reference it a lot. Like, if it is just standard sitcom plots for the rest of it.
Okay.
But it's just Hitler, and like it'll come up sometimes.
Okay.
It'll matter only sometimes. But it's kind of only it's funny because it's just the framing device. I think that never matters. Like,
I think there could be a market for that. Yeah.
But I think it would be funnier if he did have kids, or at least one kid.
Right.
And he just like hated him. And the kid just wanted to be normal, but he can't because his dad is Hitler.
Yeah.
And none of the kids will treat him right. Like, they just won't leave him alone about it.
Do they still, like, is he still called Hitler?
Yeah, he's called Hitler. His dad, well, no, he calls himself something else, and his dad doesn't condone it. Yeah,
because he wants to escape from that.
Yeah.
So he calls himself, like, Jerry Anderson or something.
Yeah, Jerry Anderson.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you're... What's a good long German first name that sounds like Jerry, or starts with Jerry?
Well, starts with Joe. I don't know.
Starts with a J. Jägermeister?
Yeah.
Jägermeister Hitler.
Jägermeister Hofmeister.
Yeah. Well, yeah, his middle name is Hofmeister.
Right.
No, you're not Jerry. He rips up his report card. You're not. This is the report card for the wrong son. You're not Jerry Anderson. You're Jägermeister Hofmeister Hitler. And then he shuffles over to his armchair.
Yeah.
Eva comes over and says, leave your father alone. He's had a hard day.
I think Eva would become a bitch. She would become like this, like, kind of bitter, because she kind of hitched her wagon to the wrong.
Yeah, do you think she, and Hitler, he's clearly kind of crazy and aloof for this period. Do you think maybe, she is, clearly seeing other men all the time, and that's kind of a running joke, but he never, she always has these silly excuses and the audience laughs.
Right, and Hitler kind of believes it, because if he doesn't, then he goes crazy even more.
It's oh, where were you tonight? I was just seeing the accountant. He was running over some of your expenses from...
You've seen him at 7 o'clock?
Yeah. Or he'll be watching TV on the armchair, and his character is he never looks at anyone when he's speaking when he's watching his TV, and she'll come in the door behind the armchair with her and some dude,
right,
and he just won't notice because he never looks at her. They'll have a conversation.
Okay, yeah.
She'll be no, I'm just going out to the grocery store. She'll be with some guy, and he'll be yeah, okay, pick me up some milk, and the audience will laugh. Make sure it's non-kosher milk.
Make sure. And there's nothing.
He'd make his son wear a armband.
Yeah. I think it's when you start having Nazi symbols.
Yeah. Maybe, actually, I don't think that's funny anymore. I don't think that's funny. Yeah. But he would occasionally he'd bring it up, and everyone would just immediately quaff his ambitions. Back in the war, Hitler. No, it's not the war anymore.
Yeah. Okay, it's up to you now. Because I started recording, and then I'm gonna leave for the washroom.
Podcast part 2. All right, guys.
It's up to you, Garen.
Playing some God of War again. I still can't double jump. I think this game's pretty good. Oh God, this is so much pressure right now. Oh boy, just go. What do you do when you listen to a podcast? Do you I hope you're not just sitting in a quiet room, just hooking this up to your stereo. That's the only thing you're listening to, because, man, I am not providing. Sorry, I'm fighting giant Poseidon crab horse right now. Oh. Niall's gone to the bathroom to relieve himself of this operation he's been drinking. It's not the kind of beer I like. I've been drinking some whiskey, but I'm really, really thirsty, because before we came here, we met at Denny's. We started recording this at around 8, and we went to Denny's at around 5:36, and Niall has said that the service there is sometimes great and sometimes atrocious. This time it was on the far side of atrocious. We waited a long time for everything. I had a burger and a milkshake, which are about the saltiest, most just thirsty things you can order. And just since then, I've just been really thirsty, and the whiskey's not helping. Yeah, you can. Yeah, help yourself. Pour yourself a glass. It's pretty fine for some shitty 9 years age whiskey.
I didn't say that. I don't think there's any proof.
Now, you gave the floor to me, and I dropped the ball.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's
yep.
that?
I did not provide good entertainment.
Garen, I'm sure you did well. I'm sure the podcast audience, which is basically just Warren.
I'd love to think that I did. I really appreciate your faith.
That isn't a diss to Warren.
No.
Warren is the most faithful listener.
Sponsored by Warren.
Sponsored by Warren. Jenna.
No, man. Let's just say there was a lot of silence.
There's a lot of silence?
Yeah, like more than I would have.
Well, I mean, you are fighting a giant.
I told them that.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fair enough. I mean, this is the thing. Society wants to demand so much of us. I'm fighting. Well, you're fighting now. A god.
Yeah, I'm fighting a god.
Provide them amazing entertainment in the meantime. Are you not entertained?
Oh my god, I died.
You died. Why'd you do that?
Don't tell them I died.
Oh, sorry. Well, you said it as well.
I did.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It just came out.
So, I think we ended on a good note in part 1, which is about Hitler's sitcom.
Yeah. Where does it go from here? It's all going to go down.
Yeah. To be honest, it's kind of like a big progression that. What are we going to talk about that's going to be as good as that?
Well, I mean, I think we can all agree nothing, so let's just get that out of the way and just move on.
So just kind of soldier on some grim...
Yeah. I mean, Gaia's soldiering on. Look, she's got a spike through her mouth.
Yeah, fair enough.
But, well, speaking of progression and video games that we are playing, but not about this one that we were specifically playing.
Okay.
Gamescom happened, which...
Tell me more about Gamescom.
Most people probably don't know what that is.
I don't know.
It's a game conference that is held in Cologne, Germany.
Right.
Which is pretty unusual because they make more than just Cologne there.
Yes, games, I assume.
And Europe is just not a place where games happen very often. But anyway, there's some cool stuff that came out of there. Talked a lot about Well, I mean, they talked a lot about stuff we won't really talk about. Some interesting things. They talked about what the launch lineups are going to be for the new consoles. They talked about some cool things they are doing with the PlayStation Vita, which Niall didn't even know what it was until today.
Yeah. But they're doing something about the Oculus Rift, right?
Yeah. So.
What is that, by the way? Like, I kind of know.
So the Oculus Rift, I've actually played on one briefly. Fuck you, Poseidon. The Oculus Rift is. If Twitter is to be believed, it is the coolest piece of tech since the Nintendo Power Glove. And you know
that's quite a reference.
That might be true. Who knows? The Oculus Rift is what we've all wanted video gaming to get to.
Okay.
It's these virtual reality goggles that basically have two in each lens. There's two high definition 1080p screens that project a game in 3D, stereoscopic 3D, and the actual device that sits on your face is also a motion tracker, so it will track the motion and it acts as a controller. So there's been a bunch of tech demos. Like for instance, I tried one out. The Valve is behind it, and they released a. God damn it! I'm getting my ass kicked again. They released a pack with their Source engine that makes all Source games run with the Oculus Rift and have Oculus Rift support. There's a couple different ways they can work. The standard way is like Source engine games are traditionally FPSs. Yeah. So I was playing through Half-Life 2, and how it worked is you had it controlled traditionally, so you had the left stick to move your character, you had the right stick to aim your gun. But what the Oculus Rift did when you moved your head is it moved the literal head of the character. So when you're playing traditionally, you move with the right stick. It not only moves your gun, but it also
changes
it also moves your head along with it. I'm going to die again. The Oculus Rift, you can move those independently of each other. So you can hold your gun forward and kind of quickly glance to the right or the left.
Right, instead of having to move your whole gun over.
Yeah, that was really cool. There was another one I played, I didn't actually play it, but I've seen on the internet with like Team Fortress. Some guy was playing, and there's several modes. I think there's 7. This other one I saw was with Team Fortress 2, and it didn't work so well. Where it was the actually no, I did play this, but I played this with Halo. There was a Halo mod this guy had worked on.
Yeah.
And he made it so that the moving your head took the control of the right stick, so it would move everything. It would move your vision and aiming the gun. That did not work so well. That actually worked horribly because you can only move your head so far. Like when you're only moving your look, you move as far as you would actually be able to literally move your head.
Right.
But when you're moving your gun as well in Halo, there's shit flying all over the place. So you need to turn around sometimes to shoot things. But you can only move your head so far, and then what do? Well, then you use the right stick to nudge yourself the rest of the way, because the right stick still does things. But then you just end up just using the right stick, and honestly, it feels like shit. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But the Half-Life 2 thing was honestly kind of amazing.
That you can actually fit, like, it's virtual reality.
It is virtual reality,
that
and
we think
it
of
feels amazing. So these screens are positioned in such a way that it really feels like it's like right there in front of you. And driving it was the level on the beach, Highway 17, or no, but it wasn't that one because it had the sand lions.
It's the one after that, before you go to Nova Prospect.
Yeah. So you're just driving around in the buggy with it was absolutely amazing. It's not looking good for me. But
get the trick.
It was absolutely amazing. It just feels like you're right there. The 3D works really, really well. With Half-Life, it worked well. Halo, it did not.
Yeah.
But it's really, really cool. I did not get the best experience because I was playing on a dev kit, and the dev kit model does not have HD.
Okay.
It is standard F, and what happens when you're that close to the screen and it's 3D and it's literally all you can see is you can see the pixels really, really clearly. So I could see like the dot matrix display, and it really throws you out of the experience. It was really bad to watch.
Sorry, how did you get to play it? Did you say that? I must have missed that.
No, I didn't say. I go to Full Indie every month. It's a local Vancouver meetup of indie game developers in the city.
Full Indie?
Yeah, it's called Full Indie.
Full Indie, okay.
It's just a bunch of local Vancouver indie developers go there, and they swap their games, they talk about them.
And one of them had the
do little presentations. It's a really cool thing. I mean, I'm not a game developer. I go saying I'm pressed, which I guess I kind of am, but really I just go to check out the cool games they have there. They show off some cool stuff. One guy got a dev kit. It was the week that they shipped out the dev kits. It was a Kickstarter project.
The Oculus Rift was a Kickstarter?
Yeah, it's one of like the big gaming Kickstarters that has happened. It's one of the first ones that's actually started to come out now. I saw it the week that they had shipped out the dev kits to the backers. This guy had it, and he modded Halo 1 to work with it. It wasn't a very good mod, but the Valve one was really cool.
Yeah.
It was kind of amazing. But yeah, so the dev kit model is not high definition, but the user model is going to, like the consumer model, is going to be full high definition.
Wow.
Dev kit was also really big and bulky. The consumer model looks like ski goggles.
Right.
Like, they're really cool looking. But yeah, so what came out of Gamescom is so the Oculus Rift has been like really heavily backed by game studios. It's to an odd degree, in my opinion. Like a lot of this new tech, honestly, is like usually gets a really cynical reception.
Definitely.
Connect,
all the
Move, Wii, people hate them and they don't want to make games for them, and I'm kind of surprised and like happy. Like don't get me wrong, I'm really pleased to see, because growing up, I was always super excited about all the crazy shit that just seemed really weird and futuristic. Like I always wanted motion controls, and a part of me, like even though I played it all, and it honestly doesn't really work very well, and it kind of sucks. The kid part of me still really just wants that shit to work. Like I still kind of get excited when I hear about a motion control game and see it, and I'm like, oh, that looks like it works. Like that seems so cool. And like when I see like a Kinect game, like I still get really excited. Yeah. But to see the whole gaming community get really excited and backed about this gets me honestly excited. And it's like, well, maybe maybe this one will work. Like maybe we'll actually get to see some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
And we are seeing some cool stuff now.
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely at that phase in gaming where we've just advanced so far. I say we as if I'm in it, but like as a medium, you just see that like even the consoles, you're just on this edge of like really amazing stuff is on the other side.
Yeah, we definitely reached the point where graphics aren't just going to cut it. I mean,
just visual.
16-bit to 3D was so massive. And I even noticed it last gen, like GameCube like Xbox to Xbox 360 was not amazing.
Yeah, I guess so.
And definitely Xbox 360 to Xbox One is even less noticeable.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Graphically. So,
graphic-wise,
you need to look for different things.
Yeah, because like like, I'm looking at God of War right now, and you're tearing open the heart of a giant god, and it's like, I mean, the graphics are like, there's no real way you can get more tremendous.
Well, like,
than
have
that.
you seen The Last of Us? It looks.
Well, okay.
I don't need a game to look better than that. Honestly, it looks amazing.
Like the face looks like a face, you know. Like,
and I've heard people talk about graphics in a more of a processing way, which totally makes sense. Like games like Assassin's Creed 1, the whole reason that could come out wasn't because of the graphical fidelity, it was because of the processing power, and it was all like they could render crowds on the screen.
Well, okay.
So that's what we're really reaching now. We're reaching like, we want to see more things that the CPU can do. Like it can render more.
Yeah.
Just more, so it can do more particle effects, more reflections, more crowds. It can run more systems in the background, so you get more complex games that way. But then the other thing is stuff like the Oculus Rift, where you're seeing completely new. We've pretty much perfected the FPS and the third-person action game, but stuff like the Oculus Rift is completely new. I mean, it's the Wii of this generation, but it looks like it's learning a lot of lessons of the Wii and thinking about,
I'd say
before it comes out, it's thinking about what games can actually... I mean, I don't want to shit on the Wii. Actually, I think a lot of the problems with the Wii were not the technology's fault necessarily. Although some of it was. I think it's... There we go again.
Double jump next time. You just died like a silly man.
Once the Wii Motion Plus came out, I was really sad that it wasn't... Dude, actually try this jump. Look at how dumb it is. Okay. Look at how dumb this is. You will fall.
I do it in one fucking try.
Right to fucking hell.
Boom.
Right to fucking hell. I know it's a glitch.
No, you're just terrible.
You just lucked out.
No, you know what you're doing? Is you're tapping immediately.
But I can double jump anywhere. I just can't jump over those ledges. Look, I'll show you right now. But maybe, I don't know.
All I'm saying, before we go on to a different point, is that you could not do the last one. You could not do the last two. And I did both of them in the first try.
I just double jump.
You
want me to double jump? There, double jump. You want me to double jump? There's another double jump. I can't double jump over a pit, though, because it has a glitch.
I think it's just you.
Furious.
Yeah.
But
so
out of Gamescom, we have talked about Eve before, I believe, Eve Online.
Did we? It's the sci-fi game where you command a...
Where the fun is everything that isn't the game.
Right. But it's a sci-fi game where you control a spaceship, right? You're a spaceship captain?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
But it's known for being really complicated, right?
Yeah, it's. I mean, the joke is it's spreadsheet the game.
Okay, right. So it's like a lot of stat.
Yeah, I mean, you mine planets. You form. Do you actually not know a lot about the game?
Well, I'm just saying for the listeners.
Oh, yeah, okay. Because I mean, you can. It's the big thing about the game is CCP, the Icelandic company that designed it to have, and games have used this buzzword a lot, but they truly have an open and player created economy. You're mining. Players create corporations with each other, and these corporations have they run huge corporations. They have security. They own sectors. They control sectors. They control the economy in these sectors. They run who gets in, who gets out. They control jump gates, which are how you get in and out of the system,
like portals, like wormholes.
And the economy even has kind of a real world equivalent in that you can buy game time. So you buy game time like a lot of free-to-play games. Mm-hmm. But the game time doesn't just immediately get added to your account. Game time is a physical item in the world, and you have to ship it to your home system or something. I don't know exactly how it works.
Weird.
But you can buy game. Basically, how it works is game time isn't assigned to the account that buys it, so you can buy game time and give it to your friend.
Okay.
But the weird twist is that it doesn't just go straight to their friend's account. You have to deliver it to them in game and stuff. So there are some corporations that they barter in game time. They sell game time and stuff, and you will find ships that just carry. I can't remember what it's called. I know the Icelandic currency is ISK, which is what is used in the game. But what is it called? I can't remember. But anyway, game time. Yeah, so you'll pirates will raid ships carrying game time.
That kind of sucks.
Literally, yeah. But that's where kind of all the excitement comes from the game because it adds stakes. Mm-hmm. And I was listening to this podcast actually not to talk about other podcasts.
competition.
This podcast that some of the guys were playing even. They were talking about how serious these corporations can get and how they to join one of these corporations. It's an over the phone interview,
Right.
and it's super serious and shit. Poseidon's still alive. So long story short, it's not Civ. Eve is an amazing game, and it's super not fun to play, really, unless you're really into that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's super interesting to look at the stories that come out of it. There's some crazy stuff. CCP, the company that makes it, they do crazy things all the time. I mean, obviously they made Eve, which is pretty crazy, but the first after Eve project was called Dust 514. Just came out, or actually I think it's still in beta. For the PlayStation 3, it's a first-person shooter set in the Eve universe.
Okay.
But what's crazy about it is it is connected to Eve, so in real time. So you're fighting on a planet, like on foot.
Right.
But say someone playing just Eve Online fires a missile at a planet.
Yeah, that you're on. Or
Yeah, it will hit you in the FPS.
Wow.
And it's all happening in real time. It's fucking crazy. So like rival corporations. So like you're playing the FPS for a corporation, like rival corporations. Oh, I need to jump when that happens. Yeah. Rival corporations will try and bombard, when you're playing. It's crazy. It's really cool. So this new game they just announced at Gamescom is called Eve Valkyrie, and it's a Oculus Rift only game. And it started as a tech demo at E3. They revealed, and they just revealed it as a full-fledged game now, and it looks really, really cool. You control it entirely with the Oculus Rift. All games so far have just been mouse, keyboard,
Right.
and Oculus Rift. So this one, actually, sorry, that might be wrong. It might use the mouse.
Okay.
But basically, all the major inputs are Oculus Rift, and what it is it's basically Star Fox, but
Okay.
you target and fire with the Oculus Rift. You just look at things. So looking around is moving your target reticle. So you're swinging your face around, and you're just looking at ships, and it just automatically locks on.
Wow.
And then, I think you click to fire or something, so that might be all you do, or maybe you just nod your head even. But I have not had the chance to play it, but it sounds like it would feel awesome to play, and everything that I hear from people, they just say it's super awesome and super cool, and it just sounds so cool to me.
Oh god, like it's the future happening
It's the
now.
future,
man.
man.
It's incredible. Like, and it's just weird because we're so used to all the other advances, but like that's incredible.
It's incredible.
Just the scope, like that now we can actually know what it feels like to be like a mega corporation and stretch
Yeah, right?
beyond the scope of what our lives will ever be. I'll never own a mega corporation. I'll never
Fly a starship.
Yeah, but you can get an impression. You can get an idea that it's totally. It's incredible. It's just absolutely.
Have you heard of Star Citizen?
No, I haven't. Star Citizen?
Yeah. It's made by Chris Roberts, the guy that did Wing Commander and...
Oh, okay.
and,
I remember Wing Commander.
Not Free Space. What's that other space ship game? You totally know...
Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie. Great space sim. Oh god, what's it called? Freeside?
Anyways, yeah.
Star Citizen looks amazing. I won't go into it. You should look it up because I think you'd really like it. But a lot of what I was saying before about how like everyone's behind this like Oculus Rift initiative. It's one of the ones, and it's just like you're a space pilot, and like it basically it's very similar to Eve Valkyrie. But just there's these games coming out where you can just like totally feel immersed in being something you're not to a degree that has never been realized before.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Star Citizen does look amazing.
Yeah, it's just... it's funny because as a medium, I don't think any other medium has advanced so much compared to games. Like movies...
In the time?
Like in the time of it.
Games have only been around for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Less than that.
Like since the 70s, like...
Yeah.
Like, and it's from Pong... That's always the example, but from Pong... to like
Space War was like literally the first commercialized video game, and it was released in like '69.
Oh really? Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
But there was a like there was a gap between that and a lot of other things.
Yeah.
It was like a university project. Fun fact and amazing fact, and
It better be
I
both.
would love to go there and actually talk to them about it. You know the record store Zulu?
Zulu?
In Vancouver, Zulu Records?
No, I don't.
It's a record store, I believe it's on 4th.
Zulu Records.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're like one of the, I'd say they're probably like the most well-known record store in Vancouver. They do a lot of
I was
shows
gonna
there.
say Audiophile is the most, but okay.
Well, maybe it's just the most well-known to me. It's quite possible.
I don't know.
But they have an old Space War machine in the back. I can't even fathom how rare that must be. Maybe it's not a real Space War machine, but it's a Space War machine.
All right.
I'd love to ask them where the hell that came from. Because, what the hell?
Well, there's a story clearly there, yeah.
Yeah, clearly
It's like,
there's
how
one
did
there.
you get this machine that is like, the first recorded game or whatever?
Yeah, it literally is.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, I don't know. It's just the unique character of games because you're the agent that you can do this incredible. You do it. Like, there's a certain point I think where films will just kind of stay where they're at.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
To me, that's never even been that's obviously something that definitely sets it apart on the surface. That's never been what really makes games super exciting to me.
The agency?
Yeah,
the fact that you
it
control
is.
it?
Yes, it is. But I don't know. The thing that I think has is the coolest in terms of how it differentiates itself from other narrative mediums is just the fact that I guess it kind of ties into agency, but the fact in that there's so much that's optional and there's so much that you can do at your own pace. Books and movies are inherently linear, and you always see everything. Whereas a game, just take the Elder Scrolls for instance, there's just so much that you don't have to see. I guess it's basically this is another way of saying
it is
agency.
because
But I mean, or take a linear game like BioShock. BioShock's a great example of there's so much in the background and the environments and audio logs that you don't have to,
But if you were to do that in a movie, people would be annoyed.
There's just too much, right?
It's
you can put so much
because then it would be a 4-hour film.
Yeah, you can put just so much world and stuff, and it's gonna be such a slower experience because you can just put all this stuff in there that the player doesn't necessarily have to see, but if they want, it doesn't feel like it's taking a bunch of time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and it makes the world feel real.
Yeah, there are people who have never read any of the stories from BioShock. Listened to none of the tapes in that game.
I think those are crazy people. But
I've met them. I'm like, why do you play the game?
Yeah.
Because it's not.
I don't think the shooting holds up if you're not
really,
following the story.
Well, they said the game sucked, and I was like, why? I'm like, the shooting sucks. I'm like, well, yeah, but the story is really cool.
Yeah.
But they're insane. I met them at a bar. But
I do think game mechanics are actually probably the most important part of the games. And my favorite games are the ones that marry them together. I think my favorite game is probably Braid.
Oh yeah?
Because it uses just game mechanics and narrative and optional narrative all so perfectly together.
That's the one when you can change time.
Yeah, that's the main mechanic.
On the surface, it's just kind of a platformer with time control.
Yeah, but everything about that game is matters and is related to itself. The turning back time mechanic is related to the plot and to the it starts to reveal things about your character, and it just the mechanic isn't just a mechanic. It is totally part of the theme of the game, and turning back time is a theme of the game and the story and all that. It's just I don't know. It is such a perfect game in the way that everything marries together.
Can I have not personally played it, but I have seen my friend Logan play it.
Yes.
And can I just guess that the story has to do with a guy with a broken heart?
On the surface, no. This game, it's I really don't want to spoil it because I think it's one of the most brilliant games.
Okay.
That's no. So it just so that the premise and what it looks like it is it definitely looks like really artsy. It looks really beautiful, but like it eventually, like, what you think the twist is that it is just it's just Mario. I don't know how to drop off this thing. It's really bothering me. Like, because the plot eventually becomes you're rescuing a princess, and there's a lot of Mario-isms. Like, you kind of fight Goombas, right?
Yeah.
The main enemies kind of look like Goombas. You fight a guy that kind of looks like Bowser. You reach a castle at the end of one level, and there's a dinosaur that says, "Sorry, the princess is in another castle." And the whole time, all the diary entries are talking about, like, you're gotta rescue the princess, Tim, which is the player character. But it's like contemporary, like the we wear like a suit and tie. The princess is like a modern girl. But other than that, you're in this weird like dreamscape, and it's Mario, basically. But that's not at all what it is, and I don't know. It's a crazy game.
Right. And
there's a bunch of insane theories that are basically confirmed to be true without actually confirming that they're true. But I don't know. That game takes a turn at the end.
Okay.
It's a really cool turn.
I just noticed that a lot of indie games tend to have something to do about a guy losing a girl.
Yeah, a lot of indie games, I mean, they're trying to recreate the games of their like youth, right?
Is that what happened a lot?
That's what I think it is. I think it's the age group that's making these indie games are the age group that grew up playing the NES a lot, right?
Yeah, but dude, what game? Okay.
And so these people, they want to recreate those simple princess games, where that's what you did. They want to bring it back to simple times. That's why, because there's a lot of indie games are all about, they're all in pixel graphics. They're all about rescuing a princess. They're all about, tight game mechanics over story and world and stuff, because that's what games used to be about. And that's my theory. But this game, like Braid, totally. I mean, it's a pretty old game now, but it totally takes that and does more with it. Am I just supposed to dodge it?
I don't know what's going on with this. You're still fighting Poseidon, and I'm getting annoyed at Gary because you haven't killed him yet.
No, I remember this is long, but I feel like I'm doing the right thing here, but he's just kind of... Do I just wait? Can't.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
There you go, and he's not triggering. Nothing's happening.
Yeah. Right. Well, the camera revealed you going up there when you climbed up.
No, I remember part of it is going up there, but I think I need to stun him first. Because I went up there now, and nothing happened. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to kill a god.
Yeah, well, it's difficult, I gotta say.
Maybe I do go up here. But like, there's nothing to do when I'm up here.
Can you not jump off of him?
No, he's just gonna do that. It's bad.
Just grabs you. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that might be true, Poseidon. I might never defeat you.
It looks like it so far.
Oh god. It's a pretty big, It's a lot of blood that came out of me when he hit me.
Just kill him already. Well, he is a god. He's hitting you really hard.
How do I get off of this thing? Oh, it's R1. Wouldn't you know?
Oh, there you go. You're about to die. There you go.
No, I don't know how to kill Poseidon.
Just hit him.
How would you go about killing Poseidon?
Just hit him a lot.
Just hit him a lot?
Hit him a lot, yeah.
I would put him in a boiler.
Poseidon?
Yeah.
But he's in water.
Yeah, he'd turn into steam.
And then he'd escape.
Do you think... I always thought, like, maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of assumed that he could only exist as liquid lava. Like, he's not the god of steam.
How do you know?
I don't know, that's why I said I just assumed, but maybe...
He is the god of steam. I don't know if that's true.
Maybe... This game totally should have had you fight Poseidon in a...
You should put him in a
gaseous form.
You're terrible.
In a desert, did you say?
Yeah, put him in the desert. Just dry out. It'll be very hot. Or in a volcano. Yeah. Yeah,
so, video games.
Yeah, video games are awesome.
they're still doing crazy things with video games. Then kids are still. Oh, that was a big. Right, come on.
I know what will help me is more whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey will help you.
Then I'll become more interesting.
Oh, come on now. You're already as interesting as you can be. What else has been on your mind lately, Niall?
What's been on my mind?
Oh, hey, you know what? How do I use magic? Is the question.
What has been on my mind?
That's how you use magic. That helps, I bet.
Probably.
Look at that. Let's just keep doing that. Let's keep spamming that.
Well, there you go. Now it's better.
Think?
You hit him like 14, 16 times, yeah. I don't know. You're clearly missing something.
I am. It's really bothering me. I've beaten this game twice. I don't
So why are you failing then?
remember. I mean, like, look, you don't have to think hard in this game. You just hit things until the giant circle appears.
Apparently, but you're failing.
No, I would not like to switch to easy mode.
The game is like, would you like to switch to easy mode? Easy for you. That's cute.
You know, when games do that,
cute feature.
When games do that, it makes me feel really bad now.
You should. It basically means
No, I mean, yeah, you should, but
I mean,
I'm only losing because of my endurance. It's not because of like.
oh yeah, sure, Garen. Yeah.
No, it's just because I just can't figure out what to do.
Yeah, it's just that, right? Just that feature, right? You just can't figure out how to beat the game.
Pussy-eyed, more like that. Puss-sided. Was that good or was it bad? I don't.
Sexist. It's terrible.
Okay, no, he's gonna grab me. Get off here. No, oh, he's fast.
He is.
I feel like he could kill me a lot faster if he really wanted to.
Yeah. Well, I think he knows that you're gonna have to go into easy mode, so he's just fucking with you.
Fuck you. Show you easy mode. I'm gonna beat him this time.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I'm not seeing any major difference.
Well, alright, what would you profess I do now?
Just hit him.
I have been doing that a lot.
Yeah, but hit him more though.
Alright, we'll hit him. Here we go. Hit him
Just
more.
hit him until he dies. You keep on going about how easy this game is, but I just keep on seeing you dying here.
It was an easy game.
Yeah.
Out of here, Poseidon. Vicious. You see that? The game called me vicious. No. Oh, that didn't work.
They're almost dead. Well, I guess what's been on my mind is just,
You got any troubles? Something in the world you're bothered about?
yeah, I guess just the kind of... There seems like there's like this global assault on civil rights and democracy. Do you know what I mean? It just
since about the 60s.
Well, I guess kind of, yeah. But like, it just seems... But recently, within the last couple of years, like, there's just been a lot of shit that... But now, particularly this year, every time you open up a paper or read anything, it's like... It's always about how the government has been screwing you for decades. They've had some sort of hidden surveillance system for whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's like you keep on reading this stuff and you kind of go, oh, well, is there any corner of government that actually really gives a shit about us?
Probably not.
And it just kind of seems like that. Like, well, I don't mind if they don't give a shit about us. I want them to not... Like, it's the fact that they're really focusing in on us and spying on us. And it's like... And the thing is like... They've prevented nothing. There's all these measures, all these securities to stop, quote unquote terrorists. But the Boston bombing still happened. That
but you're never gonna I've always thought you're never gonna hear about the ones they've stopped, right? Because they've been stopped.
Yeah. The ones in Canada, the on Victoria Day, you heard about that? They'll totally do that. Because
a lot of them you don't hear about though because they don't get to that stage because they were stopped.
No, because they did that with Osama bin Laden. They know to show the victories because it shows like, hey, look, you know that we're sacrificing all this the security. This
I mean to say a lot of them like no one would even know about because they couldn't even get like whatever.
Okay, I'll say not allowing an 87-year-old woman to bring like a bottle of water.
Yes.
Is not defeating terrorism.
Yes.
It's an act of bullying and fuck TSA and all that fascist bullshit.
Yeah.
Where it's just, and again, it's making enemies out of us. It's like, okay.
Well, it just makes people, if we're not cynical enough already, it makes people very untrustworthy or untrusting. And
well, here's the thing about terrorists. Terrorists are fucking dumb. They're really stupid people because they believe that random acts of violence will like galvanize or defeat people. Like blowing up a car will like people then go, oh God, we'll give whatever group's demand, and it's like really it doesn't work because that's not how people operate. And it's like Al Qaeda's best idea was to fly 3 planes into 2 of the World Trade, the World Trade Centers, and the Pentagon. Oh, and the White House, I guess. That was the plan. Like that took a decade to formulate that plan. And while 9/11 was tragic, like as an actual act of terrorism, did it slow down America in any way, shape, or form? No. The Pentagon, the part of the Pentagon they blew up was the part that was renovated in the first place. Like, that's the best they can do. The best the IRA can do is fucking blow up cars in London. It's like, or blow up things in Northern Ireland. And it's sad and tragic and stupid, but that's the thing. It's like, it doesn't change anything. And this is where it's like, you can't change laws for all the assholes in the world because there will always be assholes in the world.
Yeah.
And making us all pay for the evils of like these people is just completely unfair.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. What more can be said? It just feels like there's no one in like the top parts of government who is there to defend us. Like it's just like in Canada, in America, particularly in the United Kingdom, it's like that. In the Western world, there seems to be no one who defends democracy. And
Justin Trudeau, smoking pot for the people.
I guess. Well, first of all, I don't even believe that he did it 3 years ago. I believe he still does it. He can't say it.
But a lot of the politicians.
But people are saying, "Oh, he's so honest." It's like, well, he's not really being that honest. I mean, I'll give him that, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's just in America it wouldn't matter more. In Canada, like pot, whatever. I don't think most people care. I really don't.
No.
I mean, yeah.
No, but I agree with you. There's a like.
There just seems to be a global
culture of just like. I mean, a culture of fear is a cliche, but like, it's kind of true in a government sense of just like...
Oh, totally. But the thing that pisses me off is that we're pussies, that we don't...
Well, honestly though, like, what can you do?
Well, okay. In America's example, they literally stood up to the greatest empire on the earth. You can do something.
Yeah.
Like, if everyone marched and fucking actually really kicked up a fuss... Then the government has to listen. It is nominally a democracy, and even in a fascist government, if everyone rises up, the army and all the security forces are always way less than the people. In terms of numbers. So so it's like.
Yeah, but are you advocating for like civil war here?
No, I just demonstration, like just legitimate, totally peaceful, like. And there are some, but it should be like across the country, and it doesn't feel like it. I must admit that I'm a hypocrite because I'm not doing it. But it's just I'm honestly getting to the point where like I'm already looking into activist groups right now because I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of just this culture of fear and this world of like, because there's no one on the globe who can threaten us as a country. There's no like
well,
not Canada first. Who wants to invade Canada besides America? And you know, America spends more than the top 20 countries in all of the world on their military budget. The next 20 countries after America...
Oh, militaristically, certainly not.
They spend $650 billion on military... So militarily, unless 25 nations ally against America, no one will ever invade and seriously threaten America. So it's like, there's the Boston bombing, which was tragic and shitty, but, you know, did it stop America? No, like... And we want to give away all our liberties. We just want to spread our legs because some fucking assholes are gonna hurt some people. And it's like I don't know.
Well, the answer is no. We don't.
Yeah, but we are. So I just like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, I guess we just have to reach a point where we just get too sick of it. But the thing is, I just don't want it to be like a French Revolution scenario.
Like, what has to happen? Like, so much has happened, or we should already be too sick of it, right? Like,
but we're clearly not. We're clearly not because we have.
Because our society is too good, right? Like this.
Well, but that's the thing. Like, this happened in many other places where it's like society was generally good, but then there were problems, and people ignored it until it was too late. And it's just like, do we have to get to that stage? Do we have to get to the point where it's too bad? And the only answer is violence? I don't want to have a civil war and start killing brothers and sisters and friends and family. Like, I want to, I want us to have this dialogue where we can say, like, hey, look, I appreciate that you want to keep us safe, but to be free, we have to be...
trusting? Or at least...
There has to be trust. And the thing with liberty... there's a Ben Franklin quote that has been used a lot, but it's true, where it's like, those who desire security over liberty deserve neither. You know, like...
Yeah, no.
If to be free means to court some disaster, but you're free.
Yeah, no,
you're an adult.
I said all these same things when that dude was thrown... That League of Legends dude was thrown in jail for the things he said online. Like,
there's a kid...
You can play that super safe, like, let's just throw everyone who could possibly be a threat in jail and stuff like that, but, like, that's not freedom.
That
isn't freedom at all.
Like, do you start getting, like, thought crime? Like, and it's just like, so a kid on the web says some shitty things, and he goes to jail, whereas, like, a banker who was corrupt and ruined thousands of lives with his greed gets no jail time and still has a job at his fucking multinational corporation.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's just a point that we're definitely at where, like, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy at all. I hate conspiracy theories, but, like, we're at a point now where, like, it's not crazy to think that the government spies on us. It's actually...
I would say it's not crazy because it's been proven.
Exactly. Because, you know what film I was actually watching randomly? Red, which came out in 2007 with...
The Bruce Willis one?
Bruce Willis. It was random, but in it, John Malkovich plays a crazy guy, and he's like, oh, they have satellites and they're watching us all the time. And Bruce Willis was kind of laughing at him. And I was watching, I was going, well, that's literally true. That, like, that's the thing. The crazy people are now the sanest. Like... Yeah,
like they were right.
Yeah, like, they're correct, like...
Yeah, man, drones, like...
Yeah, drones.
It's not a joke anymore.
Yeah. And it was even back in the 60s, like, the CIA put LSD in this French village in the middle of fucking nowhere. And they just released documents that shows that...
Some of the shit the CIA...
That they staged a coup in Iran that got rid of the democratic government there. You know, it's like, because he wasn't pro-American. So they literally got... It was actually Teddy Roosevelt's... It's either his cousin or his nephew. He posed as like I think it was Imperial Oil, and like basically staged a coup that led to the Shah coming in, who was pro-American, but then he sacrificed his nation's interests for America's interests. and so America loved him, but his own people hated him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that's the stage, like, and that's what they can do, like, and we know it now, and it's just, I don't know. I guess I expect better.
It'd be nice if you could reasonably expect better.
But we can, because that's the point of democracy, is that we can rally and actually demand things. Like, even if there's some craziness with, like, demonstrations, which hopefully there isn't, but, like, just, like, we got out of Iraq, well, no, not us, but America got out of Iraq because of demonstrations. Like, because of the will of people. They got out of a war. So their own government just saying, hey, we don't want you spying on us. Like, arrest these people who spied on us. Prosecute these people. Impeach people.
Well, and that's what I'm saying about, like, our quality of life is too good to, like, I think honestly for most people, like, you can see the immediate effects of a war, so people were able to rally against that, but like the spying thing, I honestly think the average person just doesn't really understand why.
I think it's because
care.
it doesn't,
and it doesn't immediately affect their quality of life. They can still go watch Game of Thrones every night, right?
Yeah,
like,
and that's the thing. It's like,
who cares if they're reading my email? Like, I only just talking to my friends. Like, who cares, right? Like, most people don't understand how this is affecting their amazing American life. So that's why people don't care. I mean, like, it's kind of crazy to me that after all the shit that's been happening with, you know, Snowden and the NSA and all this shit, like, nothing's really happened in the States. There was like a protest for a day, like, and that totally went, like, right. They did have that one day, like, a week ago or something, where there was a protest. It didn't last at all.
Yeah.
I mean, like, maybe it's just in looking at it beside, like, what's happening in the Middle East, it just doesn't seem
I feel
big in comparison, but
I feel there will be a real big backlash. I think there needs to be more shit that happens when something directly, like, affects middle class white people.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like,
I feel like they're smart enough not to make anything feel like it's directly affecting middle class people.
Even smart wise, people still do shit that, like, you know, it's gonna happen that they.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know. Where are you now?
I just fell into the underworld.
Oh, you fell into the underworld.
Like, I just skipped Earth. Just fell from Mount Olympus.
Oh, you're in the River Styx.
Straight from Mount Olympus to the River Styx. Like, can you imagine?
You should be forgetting everything then.
How far that is.
Yeah.
Is that the River Styx is? Oh, I am. I'm forgetting all my moves. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, it saps your memory.
Well, yeah. Totally forgetting how to do all those combos. Look at that. There they go.
Yeah.
River Styx looks kind of, like, besides the dead people, it's kind of pleasant.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, as like a deathly river, it's pretty good.
It's not as bloody as I thought it would be.
No.
Oh.
Which is nice.
Man. Like, dead people, why you gotta be like that?
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's
hurting.
He's just had all his freedoms taken away.
He always falls down to Hades.
The underworld is just like the NSA. Look at all the people just falling. I always liked that.
Yeah.
You're in the underworld in God of War, you can see the people just falling from above. It's a nice touch.
It is.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah. Well, it made me think about the next election, who I'd want to be.
Who can you possibly, like, I don't know, maybe it's just the first time I've really paid attention to politics, or the first big American election since I was, like, really old enough to care and think about it, but, like, after Obama, how can you possibly trust anyone? Like,
well, that's the thing.
He
was supposed to be the most progressive, and he failed
literally everything
promise.
he promised. He just said, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
Like, I personally, like, I don't care what anyone says anymore. Like, I'm so, like, you can try so hard to, like, believe and not be super cynical.
Yeah.
He's, like, instantly jaded. Like,
But I don't.
he fucking promised so much shit and just immediately does everything that he said he wouldn't.
I guess I don't want jade. I want rage. Because, like, jaded and, like, cynical, it's like you just kind of go, oh, fucking government.
Yeah, but, like, I can't really blame someone for feeling that way. Like,
No, I can't either, but I can't, but you don't change anything like
right,
that.
but, I mean, you talk to a lot of people like, oh, what can we do? Well, you vote. But even when you vote, it doesn't fucking do anything.
No, you don't vote, you fucking protest.
And that's a harder thing to ask of people.
But you have to. You like, at this stage, you have, like... Because there's voter fraud. They did that in the last election. The fucking polling stations in Florida that suddenly didn't work where black people were, because they knew they would vote for Obama.
Yeah.
Like that is and they did it in the previous one again in Florida. It's always in the shitholes. Florida's a shithole. I've been to Florida. It sucks.
Yeah. Don't recommend it.
Oh, fuck Florida. Miami's okay.
I always kind of wanted to go to Florida.
Why?
I don't know. It looked nice.
No,
They got crocodiles. They got bayous.
Yeah, wow, awesome.
I don't know. I've never seen a bayou.
If you want a really cool bayou, go to New Orleans. Like, we'll go to,
I'd love to go to New Orleans.
Go to Louisiana. It's not in New Orleans, but like.
Also, Florida looks like it has good golf.
Do you like golf?
Yeah, I like golf.
Why?
You don't like golf?
No.
Golf's a great game. It's so
For
fun.
Scottish women.
It is literally, like, for hundreds of years, not for women. Like, they were not allowed to play.
But it is for Scottish women, because it's for Scottish people who wore skirts.
Oh, Scottish women. Kilts now.
Well, I think kilt
Get your British
is
elitism
Scottish.
out of here.
I'm sorry that you guys chose, even though you're in a shitty
I'm not
country.
Scottish.
You chose.
Stop saying you guys. I'm not Scottish.
I'm addressing the Scots. You chose to wear a skirt in a fucking raining, cold country. We didn't force it on you.
They were only ceremonial.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were.
Double jump.
That's not fucking working again.
For fuck's sake, Garen. Double jump. How many times do I have to say it?
Why is this game... Look, you want me to double jump? Watch.
Yeah.
I'll show you a fucking double jump.
Okay.
That's a double jump.
Yeah.
That's a double jump.
We'll do it on there. Where it matters.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what I told you to do, and you did it, and there you go.
It just doesn't work sometimes, though.
I don't think so. I think it's just you don't try.
You think I don't try?
Yeah.
You think I'm here just to sleepwalk through this?
I think so, man. You don't care about double jumps.
No, we're a two-man show. We are a double jump.
We are.
I'm the first jump.
Oh, you are the first jump?
Yeah, I'm the first jump.
Wow.
You're the second one that does all the gliding crazy shit, but I'm the base. I'm the foundation. You're the flavor.
Can I just say,
You're the
seriously,
sauce.
I would say that I'm the base of this relationship.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm the one who introduces the show. I edit the show.
That didn't come to a democratic vote, though. You just did that.
Well, because I started it. I started this podcast, right?
Well, I mean, you do start every episode.
No, but I literally started the podcast by myself. And then you became a part of it, which I'm glad of.
Yeah, sure, I guess. I'm just afraid of heights. I don't want to be the second jump. It's high.
Well,
first jump's lower. But, I mean, I guess it's a responsibility I'll take if you want me to. Like, you want me to be the one that's got to reach high.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if we're talking foundational, I would say I'm more foundational.
Sure, alright.
And not to say that this double jump is not necessary, but what I'm talking about is, like, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, sure, I get it. Hey, look, I double jumped.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, look, I double jumped.
Yeah.
No, it's because we weren't working together.
That's right. Well, I told you to double jump. So that works.
I'm really bad at seeing the colors in this game.
Well, aren't you colorblind?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Tell us and the listeners about being colorblind. What great stories do you have about that?
It's like the worst curse you could ever ask for.
Really?
Yeah.
Besides AIDS?
Worse than AIDS.
Okay. It's a bold statement. So I just want to point out that Garen thinks that being colorblind is worse than AIDS. Sorry, go on. Yeah, you're saying?
Did you not know that it's an autoimmune disorder? Deficiency?
Colorblindness?
Yeah. Your eyes can get infected.
Yeah.
Easier.
And then you die within like a year if you don't take medication?
Yes.
Wow.
It's horrible.
So what is your particular condition?
So I have protanopia. I am a proton. Like, that is what my species is called.
Right. So what does that mean?
Being a proton means that you hail from the planet Protanopia.
Right, obviously.
You have trouble seeing a whole range of things, but mostly things on the blue-purple spectrum.
Blue-purple, okay.
So I have troubles with a fuckload of things, honestly.
Well, Poseidon must have been very hard because he's mostly blue.
Yeah, but I mean...
Well, I mean, there was like waves and stuff like that happening.
See, it's not like blues and purples are invisible to me.
Well, okay.
I see them as the wrong color.
This is the thing when you need to explain them to me. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because I don't
so, yes,
know.
Colorblindness,
my dad is colorblind, but I don't know. Right?
Okay, colorblindness does not mean that you can't see. I can see all colors. I can see every color.
Right. It's just that
they're
they're kind of mismatched.
Sometimes I get the color wrong. So I can see the entire spectrum, but you might show me a blue and I might see a purple. I can still see that shade of blue.
Okay.
Just not that time.
So, sort of where it should be? Kind of
yeah, so what the things, it changes depending on a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can show me a color and I'll see it as blue and maybe it is blue. But then you show me that exact same color, that exact same piece of material against a green background, mm-hmm. and I'll see it as a completely different color.
Right.
Yeah, so my eyes, they react a lot to what is around them. I can't see greens and, which is why blues and purples together, sometimes I can't make the distinction and it's just all either blue or either purple. So it's harder for me to pull out a distinct color on if they're kind of close to each other on the color wheel. It's hard for me to distinguish between them. And then just in general, I get my blues and purples mixed up sometimes. I get my greens and yellows mixed up. I get my reds and everything mixed up. Yeah, I've been told I'm protanopic, but protanopic is specifically blue and purple. Okay. I get quite a bit mixed up, which is common.
Right.
But yeah, definitely blue and purple's always been kind of pretty bad. But also, all that being said, 90% of the time, I see everything totally right.
Well,
every so often, I'm going to get one wrong, and when I get it wrong, sometimes it's pretty wrong. I've been told I've been pretty.
Yeah, well, one example I want to point out is when I first discovered that you're colorblind, because we were in class in the Langara Mac lab where we wrote for The Voice, and in there's all these pictures, and there's a picture of an RCMP officer praying at an altar, and you thought he was a Nazi. And I was like, no, he's a Mountie because of the red. And it's like, well, I want you to explain your logic there, if you can remember.
It was a long time ago. I can't remember what I actually saw. I think...
Well, you thought he was a Nazi because he had...
Nazi dress. It looked like he was wearing... First of all, admit just the shape of his uniform looked kind of Nazi.
No, I can't because you were saying that the crosses that he had were Nazi-like, and I'm saying a lot of military uniforms have the crosses.
Whatever. The color looked Nazi-ish, but yeah, I think honestly, I don't think the color was the most important thing there. I think
that's the thing.
We had a gross misunderstanding of actually the uniform of Nazis.
You're fixated on the cross.
It looked like a Nazi cross.
No. It wasn't the Iron Cross, which is not a Nazi thing. It's a German thing. No, it's a Prussian thing. First of all, but
it looked like an Iron Cross.
No, it wasn't the Iron Cross. I'm talking about the straps. You were looking at the straps, the cross straps.
Bandolier?
No, bandoliers for ammunition.
I don't remember.
It's
this
the leather.
was a long time
They're
ago.
leather
I honestly
straps.
don't remember.
That was the thing you were saying. The leather straps from around you with
So
Nazis.
this has nothing to do with colors at all.
Well, but you were like, oh, but isn't it black? And I was like, no, it's red.
Oh.
Because you couldn't see. Because if you saw the color, you would definitely say he's a. You definitely say he's a Mountie.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Because it was bright red. It's the red surge color.
I don't remember this, but it obviously did not look.
I mean, I think what it is that you think.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Summon 300 all of a sudden.
I think you think the RCMP are Nazis. That's what I think.
Yeah, you see, and then you made this gross leap of logic. You're like you're like someone who doesn't like gay marriage and makes some crazy leap, some slippery slope.
Now you're just slandering me.
Like, oh, when are we going to start marrying horses?
I support gay marriage.
Yeah, but you don't support my disease.
I do. My dad has color blindness. That's why he couldn't be a pilot.
Apparently, I heard recently that that's a myth.
No,
but I've always heard that it is.
No, it's literally having known my father for several years. And I know that it's true.
Yeah, I always was pretty sure it was true.
It might not be true now.
Yeah, like maybe it was.
It might have changed because of the way the systems work. But I know back in the day
now and stuff. And I was always really sad that I could never go to space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because you're afraid of stars? Why can't you go to space?
Because you're colorblind.
Yeah.
I mean, that might change as passenger flights becomes more of a thing, but like even if you went as not a,
open the fucking chest already.
Well, I was deciding whether I needed it. Look, I'm almost at full health, but I'm never going to come back here, so might as well not save the chest.
Okay.
I'll run from it. But yeah, you needed to everyone needed to be able to read all the shit if you're in a space shuttle, whether you're the pilot or not. So
yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah, double jump.
Yeah, fuck this game. No, seriously, there is actually a thing. Like I remember every time I played this game, I've noticed this.
Sure, man.
There is some weird double jump thing where
it's very mysterious.
Where I can do it literally I can do it any time.
Yeah.
But it's some weird thing when I don't know if it's when the camera changes or something, but when you are going over a gap, it does not look. I'll just keep doing this the same.
Yeah.
When we get here.
And you did it weird. Now that you did the double jump, it worked this time.
Go to hell, you Nazi.
You're RCMP.
Pirithous, do you remember him from Greek mythology?
I don't actually.
Pirithous?
His
prison of Tinder in the underworld?
I wonder if he was the companion of well,
he's got a bow.
Theseus. I wonder.
Theseus is maybe, because he doesn't have a bow.
Well, Theseus didn't have a bow.
I thought it was... No, wasn't he the guy that...
No, Theseus killed Medusa.
I was just going to say, didn't he kill Medusa? He didn't kill her with a bow? No, he killed her with a shield, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he had the shield that showed a reflection.
Maybe I'm
and then he cut off her head.
Yeah, alright, yeah. Maybe it was just a sword and shield.
And he had the cloak of Hades so he could be invisible.
Who was the guy... Prometheus? Yeah. He was the flame of man, right?
Well, no, he was a titan who...
Was he a titan? I thought he was a man.
He was a titan.
Who delivered flame to mortals.
No, he was a titan who stole fire from Mount Olympus and gave it to...
flame.
Yeah, and he gave it to mankind, but he was a titan.
I didn't know he was a titan. Well, he shows up in God of War. He's certainly not a titan, so... That's where I get all my Greek knowledge.
Yeah, not all the titans were...
Giant rock beasts?
Well, that for one, but...
Just murdered that prisoner.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I thought it was a
Oh, I thought if I just slashed them with blades, they would live. You fucking psychopath.
But Kratos is a psychopath.
You are controlling him.
I'm just playing the I'm role-playing, man.
But, like, a lot of titans were... joined the Olympians after...
Yes.
And Prometheus and his brother Epimetheus joined.
What? He did? I thought Prometheus was the one that was eternally chained in the underworld and had his belly eaten by monsters.
Well, that was after. That was after when he gave fire. But he was eventually free. Well, he wasn't chained in the underworld. He was chained on some range of mountains. But he was eventually released by Heracles. Heracles / Hercules released him.
No, actually, Kratos kills him.
Well, according to this game.
After he kills Heracles, that never happened.
Yeah.
This is the truth.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a puzzle. You can't get close to the dial because the Cerberus blows fire.
Right.
I'm almost done with this game.
Yeah, I feel pretty close.
I mean, I clearly have not been playing well.
No.
Because talking and playing is hard, guys.
I don't know if we should do that anymore.
No, you don't think so?
I just feel that it just provides too much distraction to a certain extent. Like, I don't know.
I like talking about the game at the beginning, but maybe then we should stop.
I guess,
Go on to the other topics.
And that's the thing. It's like, but then do you bring a game for like 10 minutes, kind of thing?
Well, I like it when we did before.
The Banjo-Kazooie and the very first podcast were very different, I'd say.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That was different times.
Well,
it certainly worked better in video.
Yeah.
It's not really an audio thing. I don't know. I thought it was different.
Yeah, I'm not...
I would ask the audience if we had enough of an audience to form an opinion.
I mean, Warren, what is your opinion?
Hey guys, what do you think?
It's Warren. Like, thanks, Warren.
I mean, I guess it's nice to always have something going on to go back to. But
yeah,
no, I agree with you. I don't know if it's totally worked out the way I hope it would. Honestly, though, not been...
It's not been terrible. It's just there's certain times where, you know, obviously you're fighting a boss.
Oh yeah, no, I like no. That's what I was going to say. Like honestly, I kind of there have been some moments here where I felt kind of bad that I've been losing the conversation because Poseidon was being a dick, and I kind of wanted to focus on him more. So apologies. So yeah, no, I agree. If you're playing the game, you should only be talking about the game as well. This would be better as a video feature. Or as, just a game thing at the beginning.
Do you think you'd ever, if we actually got big, do you think we'd ever do a vodcast? Like a video podcast thing?
Well, the vodcast is the vodka podcast.
Oh, right. Well,
you mean...
a vidcast or something, or...
I'd love to have just an audio podcast and just a video podcast. I wouldn't even call it a video podcast, just a video show. Just do something with the video.
Do you think people would want to watch us sit here for 3 hours?
Yeah, I hope so. They already listened to us for 3 hours.
Do they? Like, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't know our audience. Like,
we don't have an audience yet. We've just started.
But in the first couple videos, there was like 50 or 60 people on the YouTube. But that's clearly more than all the people we know who would watch it between us, I'd say.
Yeah.
So, although 20 of that was me fucking uploading the goddamn thing 40 times. I don't know what... Do you know what it was? Yeah. Do you know what that thing was? It was actually a YouTube error.
Oh, was it?
The second episode where it would stop and start, that was just a random stupid YouTube error that they're trying to fix.
Oh, really?
So I'm going to try to...
Are you still going to put these up on YouTube?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Because I do have subscribers from before who I don't know. I don't, like people I just know from the other videos I posted.
Yeah.
Which is Hagler Fan, Hagler Fan, FAN 86. That's my YouTube user name.
That's you.
That's
Who's
me.
Hagler?
Hagler is Marvelous Marvin Hagler, who is a middleweight boxing champion.
Wow.
Who had probably the greatest boxing bout ever against Tommy Hearns. Hagler versus Hearns is fucking amazing boxing.
Yeah.
It's not amazing boxing. It's an amazing brawl that wasn't a boxing ring. It was so brutal. It's like Tommy Hearns broke his right hand punching Hagler's head, and Hagler had a giant bleeding cut down the side of his face, and it's just chaos. It lasted only like 2 or 3 rounds, I think.
Wow, we killed that. Yeah. Might as well kill it.
Well, there wasn't that much.
There was, like, up to the limit.
I don't think so.
No, honestly it was.
I think you're pretending because it's 9 years that I thought it was more. It's 9 years, man.
Yeah, you are the bottom jump because you hit low.
Wow.
Yeah, now I'm not playing a game. Now I'm awake. What up?
But now I feel that we've reached the end of the podcast.
Oh, you do? Oh well.
I don't know. Like, what else do you want to talk about?
No, I mean I hit all the stuff we want to talk about.
Yeah, like we ranted about democracy. We talked for 20 minutes about Kevin Bacon, which I thought was good.
We invented a new sitcom.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm going to give that to you because that was mostly you. So I was hesitant, but I think that genius belongs to you.
Hesitant to create something so evil?
Although the original idea came from Heil Hitler.
It did.
No, Heil, honey, I'm home. That's
sure,
what
we
it's
can
called.
put in a little inspired by.
Look on YouTube, Heil, honey, I'm home. You'll find
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's a 20-25 minute episode.
Do you know who made it? Like, I need to know these people.
There's no one famous or anyone in it. I'm pretty sure it was a UK production.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those it's like the Honeymooners, like the 1950s American sitcom. Like
that's great. Yeah, that's what
like,
I want.
It's incredible. Like, and yeah, it was canceled after one episode. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things that has been so long. Well, did you see the video I posted last night?
No.
About the Warsaw Uprising?
Ooh.
So, the Warsaw Uprising was in Warsaw, Poland.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, and it was in 1944, and it's when the Nazis were retreating in the wake of the Russians. They were retreating back from Russia and retreating out from Poland.
Sure. And
they wanted to time it, the Polish Home Army, which is all the revolutionaries, anti-Nazi, anti-Soviet, Polish nationalists. They wanted to time it so that they could rise up as the Nazis were kind of leaving and take control of Warsaw and then Poland, and then because the Soviets wanted to control Poland as well. Anyways, so they rose up, and after a lot of fighting, and they planned like fucking crazy. They got sold out by the Soviets. Basically, the Soviets stopped advancing, and the Nazis just broke. Eventually, after months of fighting, just broken. But anyways, the anniversary of the Warsaw Uprising is next year. What would that be? 44. Like, how many years is that? I'm really dumb.
What was the year of the Warsaw?
Well, 1944 to 2014.
It was
70?
It was 112 years. I wanted to move on from the math question.
Anyways, yeah.
Because I'm not thinking about it.
Okay. So basically, they found all this old footage of these two brothers in the Warsaw Uprising who documented the whole thing. Had cameras, and what they've done is they colorized it and they lip synced all the people in it and put realistic gunshots and explosions and all this stuff and made it a real living documentary. You see the footage and you're like, this is like something from it looks like something from like the 1970s, 80s, right? Like those old school home movies kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's incredible because this is 1944 and you see it and it's like you see like people like capturing German officers or firing out of a window at like tanks and stuff like that, and like you see you actually see this real-time war footage while it's happening, and it's come to life. And so it took about 2 years and like hundreds of experts and stuff like that, and it's something that they should check out. It's called Warsaw Rising.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because the Polish government is really trying to push the because it's a very important anniversary coming up. It's been decades, and it's just kind of interesting just to see how far film has come and what kind of expectations.
70 years, by the way.
Yeah, that's it.
70 years.
Yeah, 70. Yeah. So I don't know. I suggest it hasn't come out yet. I think it's coming out, but I posted on my Facebook the link to it, but I'll post it on the video as well. A link to the site, because it's just fascinating. You see it and it's like, I don't know, it makes you feel nostalgic, and it just kind of gives it. I have a weird interest in it, I guess, because I have a weird attachment to Poland for some reason. I don't know why. I have
attachment to Poland?
Or
fascination with interest?
Fascination. I don't
know anything really.
I don't think I have any Polish in me. This is mostly Russian, on my mother's side at least. But I don't know. I have a weird interest with Poland.
It seems very just pushed around a lot in history.
Yeah, although to be fair, they did have a really dominant period in the 16th and 15th century. They were
they do
big dogs.
They do expansion.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Not that means that they deserve to be in the 19th and 20th century. They are fucking bullied big time by Russia and Germany. Yeah.
Poor Poland.
Yeah.
That movie sounds really, really cool.
Yeah, so Warsaw Rising, it's called. You should check it out. Just look it on YouTube. And it's fascinating. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that about does it.
Yeah.
For this week.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It was a natural conclusion. So I'm also pretty drunk. Well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Well, you started hitting that whiskey pretty hard, I'm going to say.
Mm.
Yeah, so we will be back next week again. Well, actually, will we? Yes. No. So I leave for PAX next Thursday.
Okay.
So we should record this some other day.
Yeah, definitely.
Next week.
Definitely. I'm game for that.
Yeah, let's talk. Let's do some other things. Switch it up a bit.
Yeah, so it'll be a different time. It actually might come out on Thursday this time.
Yeah, sure. Maybe
so we'll see about that. We'll figure something out. But yeah.
Let's try some new things. Let's put in some new segments maybe.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if we can get. I don't know. I'm open to guests at some point.
Oh yeah,
a third mic here and there.
But
I'm not.
I want to lock down a.
Sorry?
I'm still kind of experimenting with segments and what we're doing with the show. We're kind of changing it up each time right now. Once we get comfortable with it, maybe we'll get some guests.
Yeah. I'm not saying now for sure.
Talk about podcast stuff off the podcast.
Yes, we'll do that. So we'll let you go here. So for me, Niall Shannon, thank you.
Yeah. And
from Garen Fallman. Here.
Playing the part of Garen Fallman.
Yeah, playing himself.
I hope you're not bored.
And thanks for listening. And we'll talk to you later.